この番組はバンダイの提供でお送りします。
今、新たな興奮が始まる。蘇る熱きヒーローたち。超リアルな造形で完全再現。バンダイウルトラ怪獣シリーズ新登場。
ホームシアターチャンネルワウワウは年間500本以上の映画をノーカットに放送。さらにスポーツ、音楽などのスペシャルプログラムもますます。
ただみの方お断り。ワウワウ見るならフリーダイヤル 3-80805。 さあワウワウ5チャンネル。
スカイハイヤー出動。シルバーガル発進。 UGM の秘密メカシルバーガル完全合体。時にかウルトラマン80シリーズコピーより発売中。電磁タイガーもよろしく。
Today on Collect All Monsters, I just tried my luck at this and failed. We're in Japan and doing our top 3 of 2023. Ikimashou!
Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode. Wait a minute. You got everybody in here? Okay, cool. Another episode of Collect All Monsters. Hope everybody's doing well on this early Sunday morning for me here in Japan. But let me get the good background on here so we can say this is how we do it. We're running the show here at Collect All Monsters, episode 47. We are down a member today. Not sure what's going on with John Ruffin today, but I did see Joel Ruffin is in the chat. So Joel, maybe you can call John, wake him up, tell him to get on the show. I don't know what's going on with him, where he is, but whatever. We're just going to go ahead and keep going. Today, we are doing our top 3 of 2023. A great idea from Mr. Leslie Chambers here. And I'm broadcasting live from my house in Japan. David is in his new house in Palm Springs. Christine is wearing lights on her. Actually, you know what? Let's change it to a little festiveness. There we go. A little festive for you there, Christine. For maybe a few minutes, we'll keep the Christmas thing on there. Then anyway, and then Leslie's coming to us from North Carolina, and we're doing our thing. Actually, I thought you weren't even going to be here for another 15 minutes, dude. So I'm glad you're here already. And we'll go ahead and start things off with our Showa. Where is that video? Our show and tell.
Oh, that's the new sound. Never mind.
Oh, that's weird. It should be in here, but I don't see it. I gotta go find stuff. Oh, you know what? I know
too. I don't have anything.
You know what? Here's the problem. We have the updated look happen. So we've got our updated look, and I had to switch to the look, and now I can do Showa and tell. All right, Leslie Chambers, let's hear what you, sir, have gotten in the past month.
Well, I'm going to have to get a new device right fast because my internet is kind of choppy right now. So let's just pivot right fast. Let's go to David. And then once I get myself situated, I'll be right back.
That's all good, dude. No problem.
Wow,
we're going to pivot. This is going to be a pivot episode.
This is going to be oh my God, I'm in a new place. I forgot how things go. And I haven't been here for 2 shows. So I have to get my Collect All Monsters legs back on. So Kyle, you need to help me out here. So my show and tell is actually going to double for my top 3 acquisitions of 2023. So let's make that work. So
Okay.
the item is the print. I think it's the 3rd one. I don't know which one it is. It's the shag print of the Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. That's my greatest, latest show and tell acquisition. So it's in there somewhere. So if you want to find that, there it is. Perfect. So
gorgeous,
man.
dude.
Okay, so you're gonna see this a little bit later in the show again, but it's okay because it's freaking awesome. When we were here in 2019 with James and Christine, actually, didn't we see this in the Shag Gallery?
And I don't know if it was this one, but there was one in there.
Well, maybe it was James that we saw it with, and my other friend Michael. But anyway, there's a Shag Gallery here in Palm Springs, and they have this beautiful print that's sort of like a Palm Springs mid-century modern, really super colorful piece that I loved, and Keith actually loved it too because it's got his favorite on there. It's got Mothra on there, and usually this gallery has prints that you can buy. And we were going to roll it up and take it home. But this particular piece is pretty exclusive. And he only had framed versions available to buy. So we didn't get it at the time because we were worried about shipping and that and everything. So when we were, getting close to moving here, we did a little research and it looked like it was sold out. But they contacted us and they said, we've got 1 or 2 left. The owner has, the artist has 1 or 2 left. So we were able to secure one. And they shipped it to Palm Springs, and we still have to pick it up.
Fantastic.
It's still at the gallery, and it's actually a really big piece because the frame adds so much more to it. And this was our housewarming gift to one another because we both love it, and it's going to look perfect in our living room. And the next time we do the show, I'll have either photos or I'll show you guys what it looks like in the living room. So this is my show and tell piece. I'm so excited. It's great. A little bit spendy, but hey, you know what? We're worth it. I'm worth it. The show is worth it. So there you have it. Our gallery shag piece from the Shag Gallery here in Palm Springs.
Nice.
That's awesome, David.
Very cool,
man.
Thank
It's
you.
gorgeous.
And it's just for the record, it's really good to be back. And I missed all of you guys. I missed all of our viewers. And Jonathan Portman, love you, man, for holding down the fort. You did a great job. I was hoping all 5 of us would be here today, but like we said, we're not sure what's up with John Ruffin. Maybe he'll be here at some point, but I really wanted us all to be here on this December sort of holiday episode. But anyway, enough about that. I'm going to pass it down. This is weird because usually he passes it to me. I'm going to pass it down to my good friend and awesome friend, Leslie Chambers. He's down here now. Oh, now he's up here. So Carly screamed me out. Now he's up here. Oh my God.
Where's he at?
Leslie, take it away.
What's going on, people? Glad to be back. Sorry for the issues. Literally, I am just coming off the road. I almost didn't make this episode, at least like the good first 30 minutes. But thank God for not having too many state troopers on the highway because I was burning through the highway like it was nothing. And now I just incriminated myself on a live YouTube. So, but
Get him! Go get him!
Yeah, I mean, police already looking for black folks anyway, so that's what it is.
You're a man on the run.
But again, thank you so much for being here. The final episode of Collect All Monsters of 2023, and I can just say that this year has been real kind to us kaiju fans, but yet still we find stuff to bicker about. But we ain't got to go into that. But again, great stuff. Collectibles that was blessed with us this year. The launch of the U.S. branch of the Godzilla store, Monarch Legacy of Monsters, the Pluto TV Godzilla deal. Shin Ultraman came out on Blu-ray. Of course, the Godzilla X Kong trailer, even though I know some folks are not with that. I'm with that. I count that as a good thing. And there was something else. There was some movie that came out. Let's see. What was it called? Something subtracted, added.
Yeah, it sounded like a math movie.
Divided.
I'm not good at math, so.
Me neither. I hate math.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Godzilla -1, which took everything by storm, to be honest with you. And oh my God, such a great movie. And again, we're going to give our brief and mild thoughts on that movie. Now, let me just emphasize that brief and mild for two reasons. One, tomorrow night, some members on the crew of the awesome Kaiju Cast, as well as some members on Collect All Monsters, are going to get together and talk about -1 in long form. But tonight, we're going to give you our brief, mild thoughts. And I say that directed to the Philly branch and the female branch of this show, because I cannot begin to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, in our private chat, it has been like pure hell. Why? Because John and Christine would not shut the hell up about -1. I don't care. You're not going to have us here for no 18 hours. You can do that crap tomorrow night when you got nothing to do and you ain't got to go to work on Monday morning. You're not going to have us here for 18 hours. I still got Christmas shopping to do. But
y'all
again,
better be ready for tomorrow.
That reminds me, I need to go get like an egg timer for tomorrow night.
Yeah, we probably need it. And I'm a little bit worried about myself because I got a lot to say about this movie.
And get you a Prozac and get you an antidepressant and get you lots of coffee, because obviously that's going to be a long show. But again, John Ruffin, I love him to death, and I will take a bullet for him. But at this point, I'm going to take that bullet out and put it in him, because again, he will not shut up about it. It got to the point that I started to resent both Christine and John, because they would not shut up about it. Now, honestly, me resent Christine, that's nothing new, because I never liked her. But John, on the other hand, I'm like, dude, just shut up. We get it. It's a great movie. It is a great movie. But God almighty, you're kind of beating us over the head with it to the point.
Somebody took forever to go see it, Leslie.
But
2
see,
weeks later, here you are at the movie.
Well, no, I understand what Leslie's saying, because I got to say, privately, I was like, seeing these posts, I'm going to see it for the 4th time in 4D and XD and 10D. I ain't even seen it once yet. So it's like, just pull it back until we've all seen it, and then you can let the floodgates open. It's like, dude, we all need to see this thing. And I'm glad you're going to see it for the 5th time in the first day. That's great, but come on, man. Come on.
And I've only seen it twice, and the reason why I've only seen it twice, because for one, I work for a living, and I don't have the time like apparently some of y'all do. Like, I wish I could do what y'all do for a living, just take off on a Wednesday or a Thursday and go see this movie 20 times. That's the reason why the movie is making so much money, because a lot of y'all are going to see it like 15, 20 times. But again, I wish I had that kind of time on my hands, but I really don't. But again, we're going to give our brief, mild thoughts of -1. Otherwise, I've already paid off the producer of this show, and he will cut your daggone mic off. I'm just telling you right now. So just keep that in mind. But let me just tell you 3 special things I did get for myself. But one that you probably saw like a long time ago at G-Fest. I explained that later on. But the first thing I was able to get for myself, these 2 are resin model kits, courtesy of from Marcellus Winters. He built and painted them for me. The first kit is the 30cm Monster Maker 28. It's the 1968 version, but I had him painted like the 1972 version of everybody's favorite Godzilla sidekick, besides Jet Jaguar, Anguirus. So look at that. So I had him painted like the nighttime version of the 72 Anguirus. The suit was on his like his last. The suit was like on his last legs in a way in Gigan, honestly. But I had him painted like that because again, I already got the 30cm 68 Anguirus, and he's painted like the 68. So I wanted him to, because the sculpt is not really that much different than the 68, but I want to have him, more so as a nighttime Anguirus, what I'm saying, from 72. So that was my first piece I was able to get for myself. Secondly, and again, this is a monster you don't really see too often. And this is from a film that is like a dumpster fire. We all know it's a dumpster fire, but again, I'm a fan of some of the monster designs in this film. I think you know where I'm going with this. And from Galloping Ghost, Kaiju Kobo, another great, awesome model kit company. You saw the Final Wars Kamunga a couple months ago. Now I got another monster on their roster that I'm proud to present to you. The 30cm Final Wars, Rodan.
Oh,
Rodan.
Yeah.
Ooh, awesome.
Yeah.
Does
He's
he come with a
gorgeous.
pimp card, little pimp guy?
Say what now? What you
Does he
say?
come with a little model, the pimp, the New York City pimp?
Oh.
That's the best part of the movie.
Oh God,
Yeah.
you're a trip. Big Birdie.
Is she drinking?
Big Birdie.
Is she drinking already?
There's definitely alcohol in those little lights. Yeah.
I'm saying, I know I was late to the prep, but so was she already slashed before I got on the prep? But yeah,
I had a lot of candy.
Yeah, but this is a great model kit. The Final Wars.
That's gorgeous.
That's a really great model kit. That's the best one I've ever seen.
Yeah, thank you very much. And now I have pretty much every single live action Rodan from every major era: Showa, Heisei, Now Millennium, Monsterverse. I don't have anything from the Reiwa because, quite frankly, who cares about the singular point Rodan? Who cares about that dumbed down pterodactyl that pretends to be Rodan? I'm sorry, I'm not feeling that. But again, thank you, Marcellus, for this awesome rendition of Rodan, the Final Wars Rodan. And
Marcellus
finally,
awesome.
Yeah,
we love Marcellus. I miss that guy so much.
Yeah, he's
His
great.
paintwork's awesome.
Yeah, he's great when he wants to be. But again, I got this at G-Fest, so in case you weren't there, I'm gonna showcase it now. I haven't had a chance to showcase it because honestly, it was like a kind of a snafu or kind of a mix-up at G-Fest. Marcellus did make one for me, but there was a mix-up. But but since then he has made me a brand new one. And of course, this is the year of 2023, and somebody is celebrating an awesome 50th birthday this year. And we can't let the birthday boy go out without giving him some acknowledgement. So he has made me a custom gigantic size punch Jaguar.
Nice.
Woohoo!
That's pretty amazing.
Look at
Thank
that.
you, Jonathan.
He looks so happy.
Yeah, and it's a shame because X Plus and not too many collectible companies shown love to this film in terms of merch. Now, outside of the Cavity Colors, collection, but you would have thought that X Plus would have brought out like a 73 Gigan or a 73 Godzilla or something from Megalon, but X Plus did nothing for them this year. Or you would have thought they would have done a gigantic size Jet Jaguar because they've done gigantic size Ultraman. But I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of waiting for X Plus. I took matters in my own hands, and Marcel whipped up this sculpt of the awesome Jet Jaguar, the original Jet Jaguar, not the multicolored stove and furnace from Singular Point. But this is a great piece. A great note to go out on the year of 2023. So again, thank you to everybody for being here on this final episode on Collect All Monsters for 2023. And I'm gonna kick it over. Man, do I have to? Can we just
Yes, you do.
God almighty.
You do. Give it to me, Leslie.
You got to give her a good intro.
Hand
dude.
it on
Yes,
over.
that's what happens.
Gotta give her a good intro. Okay. Coming from the terrorist group known as the Taliban, I want to give to you the
Nortel Terror Band.
No, I'm just joking. No. The Heisei expert on this show. We're trying to keep you laughing because today is kind of a sad day. You already know if you know, but we're gonna keep you laughing. So I'm gonna give it up to our Heisei expert on this show, Biolante's #1 fan in the world, the one and the only Christine Chapin. What's going on, Christine?
Hey guys. Yes. Really, Jonathan?
Ooh, he's feisty
You
today.
guys, come on. Yes, we're trying to stay positive today. Good thoughts, good memories. We'll talk about that later. But oh my gosh, here we are, end of 2023. What a ride, man. What a great year it's been, except for today. But you know what? We're all here together. We got things we can share. It has been a great year. We got -1, like Leslie said, which I'm not going to talk about right now because I will go on. But it's show and tell. So, also, Merry Christmas. All ready? Yeah, have yourself a merry little kaiju Christmas this year. Hope you get lots of kaiju goodies. I myself got some goodies for myself for an early Christmas. I don't know what I want to show off first. So, okay, we'll start small. Big to small, right? Or small to big. This little cutie patootie. The Fantasy Toys Jungle version Gigan. He is adorable. And as soon as I saw this colorway, I think it came up, earlier this year it was for order on the Premium Bandai website, which I think you can only order through Japan, so I wouldn't even let me get on it. So I just nabbed this off of Mandarake a couple weeks ago. Super cute. I love the Fantasy Toy series, or as you can tell, cute little chibi little sculpts, little chunky things.
Little chubby
And this
boy.
color, yes, he is adorable. I love it, and he's like got some articulation here going on.
Yeah,
Super
I really
cute.
like that color. So it
I
glows, right?
know. No, he doesn't. I thought it would have. Okay, I can't see anything here, but no, he doesn't glow. But it looks like he would have, and it kind of looks like his eye visor, kind of. But super cute. If I mean the Fantasy Toys line has what 3 figures out right now. There's the Godzilla, there's Hedorah, and I think this is the 3rd one. Hopefully get more because these are super cute and like really easy to fit on the shelf too. Second thing I just got, so I'm telling you guys, I am on a streak here with lottery winnings. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know, but I hope it keeps going on because I won another lottery from Neo Player One, and it was for this
The
54. Yes, with the
that's
little
the best one
train.
yet.
Yes, the little train comes out. You could put his. I couldn't even believe it. But it's so cute, and I love that he does like his own like overseas lotteries, because normally you can only like when he sells them, it's only in Japan. But he's been doing overseas lotteries for some of these, so I'm hoping he does more. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna have more colorways, but
That's the best one yet. Best one yet, Christine.
I know, like even the like just the way his eyes. I don't know. I love it. I love his style. I love the way he sculpts things. It's got like I don't even know how to describe it, but I got the email. I was like, oh my god.
You know what, Christine? He looks like a cookie jar.
Yeah,
Like a
there
little
you
cookie
go.
jar. Take
Yes,
a little
he
off.
does.
Almost like porcelain. It's very cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's like I don't know, it's an interesting kind of vinyl. Vinyl is hard, but it's very shiny. I don't know. I love his style. I love the way he sculpts things. I can't wait to see what else. I mean, because this looks freaking fantastic. So I'm excited to see what else he's gonna bring us. And then my last thing I got this month, which oh man, I don't even know how I pulled this one off. I got another lottery that I won. Oh, finally!
Oh, nice.
A Tig toy. I have been dying for one of these. I mean, we gave away those 2 at G Fest, and I was like, I gotta get my hands on one of those. And I was really waiting for a painted version. So this was painted by Kaiju Canvas. I couldn't believe when I got one. So this was one of 5, but it's like a translucent. The paint, I'm telling you, I don't know how Kaiju Canvas does it. I guess it's painted from the inside, but it like changes colors as light hits it at different ways. It's amazing. And then I'm gonna go on. I'm trying not to go on for too much, but the sculpt, like usually there's always like tiny little imperfections because you know what happens. I can't find nothing on this thing. No bubbles. I'm really impressed with like the spines. They're clear with just I don't know how they did it. It's amazing. I love the Tig Toy stuff. I mean, Caillou got that amazing GMK. So I'm hoping to get one of those soon, but man, these things are worth every penny. They're just beautifully sculpted. And they're gorgeous. So very excited for that one. Thank you. So that's all my goodies that I got for this month. I mean, who knows? I've been kind of on a buying spree, even though I'm supposed to be on a hiatus. There's just so many good things out there. How can you not?
We have to redefine hiatus for 2024, I think.
Hiatus is what, 1 toy a month versus 3, 4.
We have to redefine it because we've all been saying it, but no one's practicing it. So, yeah.
Tough times, man. There's just so much good stuff constantly coming out.
Are you gonna wear that the whole daggone show? Are you gonna wear those goofy ass glasses the whole daggone show?
Oh no, because I can't see. Well, I'll just do these. Like, yeah, I can't see these. I'm just like, where's the screen?
She's drunk. She's drunk. Yeah.
Listen, I had okay, so there's no food in the house except for 10 Meiji bars that I bought, and there is now 5 left out of the 10. So I've been on a roll today because there's nothing here to eat. So
All right,
I
so
get this.
fire up Uber Eats while I go into my show and tell.
I was like, shut up. All right, well, Kyle, let's pass it on over to you out there living the life in Japan.
Living the dream.
That's right. Thank you. Yeah, here I am. We moved to Japan. I'm not going to go too far into it because we are going to try and start doing some videos and stuff so I could sort of like expand on things. But basically, yeah, we bought a house here in Japan. We live in Chiba, which is the prefecture just east of Tokyo, very close to Makuhari Mese, which is the Wonder Festival location. So I'll be going to Wonder Festival. Pretty much every Wonder Festival, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm excited about it. Anyway, the room is empty right now because I only have 3 boxes of collectibles and I haven't been able to set anything up as far as a display yet. But hopefully by the next episode, there will be some cool stuff on display. Now, in terms of Showa and Tell and hiatuses, let me tell you, the hiatus is over.
Oh,
hiatus for me is over.
It's been over. What are you talking about?
Now that we're here, if I see something, oh, you know what I mean, Leslie, where I was like, oh, I can't really get stuff because I am moving. So let me start off. Thank you, Gamera. Let me start off with a tiny little story. I went to go see. So Godzilla -1 opened here in Japan in November while I was still in America, and then right as we were moving over here, it opened in America. And so everybody was going to see it in America. And so here I was like, I need to go see this movie finally. So I did. I had a lunch planned with some coworkers in Tokyo. And I was like, great, this is a good excuse for me to go have lunch with them and then say bye and then go see Godzilla -1. And I went to go see it at the Shinjuku Gracery Hotel, Toho Cinemas, the one that's right there with the Godzilla head.
Oh, yes.
And so I got to see an unsubtitled version. That's not what I'm here to talk about, though, because at the theaters, you know, they sell things, and they had these killer CCP mid-size Godzilla. Look, they got a burning Godzilla, where it's like actually inside of the sculpt, I think. Either his sculpt, maybe it's red sculpt. I'm not exactly sure if it's just in the vinyl or if it's painted. Really cool. Christine's going to be talking a little bit about these later. And then, you guys know I love banana hands. Look at this one. This is like the classic Gigan, but with the Final Wars color scheme. And I gotta say, I really like it. Very cool look.
That's what's up.
So I picked up these 2 guys at the theater from like in the concession stand area, which was awesome.
Cool.
So we got those guys. And then the other day, and we've talked about these before, Gachapon, the coin-operated capsule machines that are everywhere here in Japan. They have so many things. In fact, we've joked around that we have to like sort of budget ourselves for gacha because they're just so cool and so fun. We have a whole bunch of them downstairs already.
Addictive.
There's a store within walking distance that has quite a lot of gacha. And so we have gone to that. Here's one thing though that I picked up at one of the malls that's nearby. It's a tiny little Osaka castle in gold. I think it's Osaka. Actually, I don't know which one it is. I shouldn't say that. There's a sign that comes with it. More of these. Hey, Roxy, look at that. Perfectly placed. Come here, baby. Come on.
Roxy, come here. That
Good
scared me
girl.
for a minute. I thought the door opened by itself and the spirit walked in. I'm like,
The
dude.
ring, like the Ju-on the Grudge.
You bought a haunted house. Uh-oh.
That's a story for another time. We'll save that one for September. Anyway, well, thanks for joining us, girl. What else did I want to share? Oh, okay. So before I get into the sort of big thing that I got yesterday, Lady Kyle and I went on a little adventure. You guys know what the Ichiban Kuji stuff is? So the lottery. So when we say lotteries, there's several different types of lottery overall. Like, so there's the Metacom lotteries where you can just send in an email that says, I'm submitting for this lottery. And if you win, if you're picked, then they say, hey, congratulations, you need to pay us this amount. And they ship you the figure. There's other types of lotteries, but the Ichiban Kuji is a lottery system where you go buy a ticket and it's a guaranteed win lottery. So there are, I think, 4 or 5 different types of levels of prizes per category. So for the Godzilla -1, we talked about this in our group chat a long time ago. There's of course the Sofvix Yuji Sakai sculpted Godzilla -1, and then there's like another version where he's got the blue fins, but then there's the littler prizes, right? Like one of them was a Godzilla spine, right? I was super into getting one of those. Other stuff too. Magnets. You guys ever see the magnets that are just like the heads? Those are coming from the Ichiban Kuji lotteries. Anyway, that's the preface of what the Ichiban Kuji is. We went to 5 different locations looking for Godzilla -1 Ichiban Kuji. Strike out every single one. Yesterday we walked our butts off down in close to the bay trying to go. We went to like the Toho cinemas down there. We went to Book Off. We went to Village Vanguard. We went to Wonder Goo out here. So all these places that are supposed to have it, they were all sold out of everything. So what I did is at the last stop, which was the Toho cinemas, I went and found the Gashapon that they had. Well, Lady Kyle actually found it, and they had. Go ahead. I did get the -1 Gashapon.
Oh, that's a nice one. Ooh,
it's pretty good.
Wow.
It's pretty rad.
I want one.
Okay. Well, we'll see if I can find them again. But those are the little guys that I got. Now, let's see. I want to do this and show you guys a video, which you don't even need me to preface it. Here you go.
Okay. I literally am just learning from videos I've seen on the internet. I don't know how to play these games at all. But
I saw this. Awesome.
No.
Come on now.
Oh.
Come on.
No way! No way!
First try at the facing. Hey, nicely done.
That's awesome.
Wow, the applause really amplifies that. Thank you, Jonathan. So I scored one of these bad boys. This is the Ban Presto sculpt. Typical Crane game. He's not super incredible, but he's pretty good. Like his hands are a little janky, but for being just a figure that literally cost me 100 yen. The only time I tried it, it was pretty awesome. And wow, what a feeling. I was like, I really should have retired from the Crane games after my first time, because we did go back to shoot the intro yesterday, and I failed at every single Crane game that I tried. So this one, he's gonna sit on my prized possession shelf for quite a while. Very happy to have this guy, and yeah, like seriously, 100 yen, less than $1 to get that guy.
Congratulations,
Crazy.
dude! Congratulations.
Thanks. I mean, it's all fun. That's one of the awesome things about Japan is like these crazy little games.
It's the story
What's that?
behind it. I said it's all about the fun. It's the story behind it, and
yeah, definitely.
I fondly remember, Kyle, you and I trying to win just not even the lotteries, but the Gashapons. That's
gotcha. Yeah.
I mean, it's just so much fun, the experience, and then every time you look at the piece, you remember the experience, and to me, that's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely. Anyway, so that's what I have. What's that?
Did your knees hurt? I've never seen somebody drop to their knees that fast before.
Yeah, I got bruises all over my knees now. This was fine. They're fine. It was awesome though. I happily would play more of those things. Yeah, and seriously, like the little chance gacha balls and everything, they're fun. There's a lot of great stuff here in Japan. I'm looking forward to making a ton of content here. I already have plans to do some Kaiju Cast stuff, so I'm going to be resurrecting the channel so that we can
Nice.
so I can go out and do things. I got a lot of ideas for what I can do while I'm here. And yeah, just I saw a few people mention earlier, and I wanted to address it. We are going to be talking about Kenpachiro Satsuma at the end of the show. Sort of have our own little memorial chat at the very end, right before we close out. So just don't, patience, everyone. We are going to definitely talk about the man, the myth, and the legend that is Ken Satsuma. But that's going to be later, because what comes up next is our classic news of collectibles. All right. So Leslie does not have a news item this time. Absolutely nothing coming out was interesting to him.
Absolutely
so he's
not.
going to monitor the chat while I pass things off to Mr. David Dopko. So David, what is your news item for this month?
Well, there's so much, as Christine mentioned, there's so much good stuff out there floating around for us to love and to sort of wish for and to pre-order or start lotteries, etc. But I'm coming fresh off of the -1 train with my pick. And if you want to put the image up there, we'll get right into it. I don't have my notes with me because I can't find my note card, so I have all my notes written on my thing. So bear with me there for a minute. This is Godzilla -1 from Super 7. Now, when I first saw this image, I thought it was like a clip from the film. It's a beautiful, beautiful prototype photograph. And I know what people are going to say. The jury's out until the finished product comes out, but I am holding out hope because, listen to this, guys. It's based on the same 3D models used for the 2023 film, Godzilla -1, and it was approved by the director, Yamazaki-san. The figure is 7 inches in scale and highly articulated. It features intricate sculpt and premium paint detailing. And I know, that excites me because I saw, I can't remember who it was. Greg did he has the, what's the other one? The figure arts one. And he actually enhanced the paint job for it. And it's absolutely stunning. And anyway, let's continue about the figure. It includes an interchangeable roaring head, and it's 8 inches tall and 14 inches long. So wow. I mean, when I first posted images of this in our group, a lot of people were like, I don't know, man, their track record's not very good for the, translating the prototype into the finished product. But look at this thing. I mean, there's no way that this thing is going to be bad. I'm really holding out hope. Super 7 is going to hit a home run with this one. I mean, it's so awesome. It looks like a little model kit. I mean, this is something that even Leslie Chambers would approve if it does look like this prototype. What do you think, Leslie? Are you stoked with this, just from what you're seeing, or it's still not quite your cup of tea?
Leslie's waiting for the X Plus.
Yeah, thank you, Christine. And look, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to crap on this, but I will say that the detail looks great on this figure. But again, I'm like a lot of y'all, where space is not really a luxury that we have a lot of, quite frankly. So I'm going to be real strategic. And whenever they do a gigantic -1, I'm going to be all over it. But I would say this Super 7 -1 looks really, really cool. And that's part of the course of people to be like judgmental. You know what I'm saying? But they were the same ones to get it once people start talking about it in their hands.
True. That is very true. And thank you for that. There's no word about an X Plus release anytime soon. So I need to get a fix. I mean, I'm not sure when exactly they're going to release this particular piece, but I need one ASAP. And again, like you said, space is a commodity, especially in my new digs. And I'm not going to have a room like I had before. I have a whole new idea and a whole new setup that you guys are going to see. I'll reveal that on the next show, hopefully, if it's all in place. But I'm going to have to really, really be careful with my gigantic picks. So I think this one might be hard to pass up as a gigantic, but I think a nice 30 centimeter I'll be stoked with when X Plus finally and inevitably releases this. But I'm pretty stoked about this one. I really am. So I didn't even talk about the price. I didn't even write it down. I believe it's under $100. Let's just say that it's under.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
And it's available for pre-order right now. And you can either get it through Super 7 or I got it through Big Bad Toy Store, which is great because you don't have to pay anything for Big Bad Toy Store until the actual piece arrives in their warehouse.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
and I guess probably shouldn't say this, but you could probably cancel it if people get it early and you don't care for it. You're like, you know what? I don't think I want it. But that's between you and your, pre-orders. But I am holding out hope this is going to be a really great piece, and it's going to be the crowning jewel in the Super 7 series. So, yeah, that's the news that I've got. And again, like I said, I am so riding high on this -1 train that I need to have something in my hot little hands to sort of, represent that right now. Now, our buddy James Hartman was kind enough to get me for Christmas. He got me the theater exclusive blue clear.
Oh, nice.
Pretty stoked about that. At least I'll have
nice.
Sort of have. But thank you, James, for that. Hopefully that'll come this week. But anyway, yeah, that's all I got. So Leslie, so let's pass it down to Christine Chapin here with me in California. We're both in the Golden State right now, so that's pretty cool.
Opposite ends.
So what you got?
Kyle kind of alluded to my little my news item. CCP, actually pretty recently, has come out with their middle-sized series figures, which are like perfect little size. I don't have one on right now, but perfect little-sized figures to collect. So their first wave they have is the Godzilla X series, wave 1. They've got Space Godzilla. And there's 3 monsters, and there's 2 colorways of each. So we've got Space Godzilla with his normal coloring and this gorgeous crystal version, which I think I'm gonna have to pick that one up. Then we've also got, I think, Mechagodzilla. Yeah, we got Mechagodzilla. So I like how they're doing this. So they're doing like a crystal version and like a regular paint colored version. And you can pre-order these now. They're set to come out next year. They're like $40 a piece. There's a bunch of websites you can pre-order them from. I know that Bubble Wrap has these on pre-order for $40. I mean, how cute is this Hedorah? Come on. A little tiny smoker. And he just has the cutest, he's adorable. So I might have to get one of these too because, I mean, he's so stinking cute. But I mean, they're great little collectibles. They're about, I don't know, I'd say the mini bull mark size maybe, little mini M1 sizes, but $40. You can't go wrong.
They're like 4.5, 5 inches tall.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm glad they're doing more. I mean, the Space Godzilla is new, so I'm glad they're coming out with some more because right now we've got the Burning Godzilla. They got a Godzilla 2000 that's out.
Oh yeah. So actually, if you don't mind, Christine, yesterday when Lady Kyle and I went to this Toho Cinemas to try and do the Ichiban Kuji, she was able to see like everything that they sell, which is obviously a lot more than just Godzilla pieces, but because of whatever relationship Endo-san has with Toho Cinemas, he's able to sell his CCP mid-size figures there. And she was like pawing through the basket of all the CCP stuff, going like, "Oh my gosh, look at this cute Hedorah!" And like they had at least 4 or 5 different monsters with different paint jobs, and she was pretty impressed with all of them. Thankfully I didn't need to get any at the time, but they're pretty affordable. I really think they're totally worth it. I think they were like, I want to say like 3,500 yen here or something like that. It's really, really affordable. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I have to get one. I don't have any in my collection yet, and I haven't seen any in person. And they look. Some look better than others. Let's be honest, but they're super cute.
I like the crystal, the clear version ones. Oh my gosh, there's a beautiful Godzilla 2000 crystal. I keep seeing popping up online, and there was some at G-Fest, and I was so tempted. But I spent too much money at G-Fest, so I didn't get any. But you know what? Maybe. Maybe some of these will be showing up
Maybe.
at my door soon.
Uh-oh.
Maybe. We'll see, right?
Maybe.
All
So you
right.
can find them, the pre-orders up anywhere. Like there's a couple sites online that you can get them from, but I know for sure Bubble Wrap has them. Pre-order $40.
Cool.
I want to find out how much they are here. I'm going to find out what the actual price is on these guys too here in Japan, because I was really, I mean, like I bought 2 of them when I went to the theater because I was like, yes, that's a good deal.
Okay.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah.
And they're small, so they're easy to just, fill in little small spaces on your collection shelf with. Just add a little bit of color in there.
Add a little color to
Kyle,
your life.
What about your news? You got some news for us?
I do have a news item. That's right. This is actually my second trip to Japan this year, coming here for this move. The first time I came was earlier in February when I was here for Wonder Festival. And while I was at Wonder Festival, I saw my news item in its prototype form, which was actually another CCP sort of. This is the Shin Gomez, which is now sort of kind of available. Now, this thing is huge, like very, very, very big. Like
Wow.
I think it's gigantic scale, but I'm not exactly positive about
That big?
Oh my
It's
gosh.
big, dude. I'm actually looking to see what
Holy cow.
let's see.
So-
What does
So
that
it's not
say?
37 centimeters.
The one that you showed in February, Kyle, was a model kit too, if I'm not mistaken, right? Wasn't
Oh,
it
sorry.
also-
It's 33 centimeters tall. So it's not totally gigantic,
It's
but it
big.
is freaking big. 46 centimeters in length and absolutely gorgeous. And I think it was it sculpted by Yamada?
I believe
Whoever
it's-
sculpted it did a crazy good job. Might have been Ibaraki, but somebody like that. Somebody famous.
Oh, it's
sculpted it.
Ibaraki-san, Kyle. It is Ibaraki-san.
Because Ibaraki-san. So basically, this was a colored version that was released, or at least made available from the Tsuburaya convention, which literally happened 3 days before we arrived. And
there'll be another one.
This is like so. Oh yeah, look at this. This is the tail. The Shin Godzilla Shin Gomez tail is like Litra, right? So if you know the story of Gomez is like destined to fight
okay.
Litra.
I got it.
So that's
I
like
got
the little
you.
bird face in the Shin Godzilla tail. Thing is beautiful, absolutely stunning. However, as gorgeous as this is, I'm not gonna get this one because the price is 132,000 yen, which if you take the old school conversion method of just lopping off the last 2 digits, that would be like $1,300. But thanks to the conversion rate, if this is for you, you should jump on it right now because it's about $900. But
Is it
that's still a
resin?
little too rich for my blood.
Is it resin? What
This
Is it
says
resin?
that it says it's a limited assembled. No, it doesn't say resin. I bet it is resin.
Come
It
on.
probably is resin.
That's
With
the
that
most-
size,
CCP.
due to size and weight, it'll be shipped to those that purchase it. No pickup at the convention. But yeah,
Wow.
it's big.
It's stunning. And the paint job
It is.
perfect.
It's a stunner. Yeah,
Wow.
I would love to own this, but at the same time, I just don't have that kind of
The detail.
funds laying around.
That's a lot
Thank
of
you,
money.
Michael Farah, who also, if you have not checked out Mike Farah's website, kaijubattle.net, this is where I grabbed pictures from this, and Mike does a killer job of showcasing collectibles as they are announced. So yeah, that's where I got this information from. Head on over there and check out Kaiju Battle. And thanks to everybody for checking out our news. And that's gonna be our news, right? No more news. What's up, David?
No, I was just going to say, people who love that piece, we may be in for a treat because CCP is known to sort of scale down their figures and release them in multiple sizes. Like some of the Shin Ultraman figures, like the monsters and Ultraman, they're super reasonable, and there's all different scales of them. So maybe we'll see a Shin Gomez in a smaller scale with a much smaller price tag because
I hope so.
we love Ultra Q stuff. Kyle and I do, and that's like quintessential sort of Gomez figure that I've ever seen, and it's just so perfect. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we'll see one release that's affordable and smaller and not resin. So
Hey, I'm with you with the Ultra Q stuff, especially Gomez. Like, I love that monster. He looks familiar. I can't put my finger on it, but it's something. I so love his voice. His voice is like he's laughing. Run, run, run. I love it.
Yeah,
I love
man.
that. Yeah,
it's awesome. And I just sort of like, on Mike Farah's kaiju battle, I kind of just glanced at it, and now that Kyle sort of expanded on it, damn it, it's on my radar now. It's like,
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, let's move on.
Well, there you go. That's our news, yo. So we got we're doing pretty good on time. 50 minutes in. This is normally where we take our intermission, and then we're gonna come back with our top 3 of 2023, plus our collector moment, and we're gonna have a Satsuma chat at the end as well. So let's go ahead and make sure that I did successfully upload the intermission. There it is. And see you guys in a couple of minutes.
Goodbye.
本物の質感、本物の迫力、そして躍動する筋肉。これは映画ではない、目の前の現実だ。映画を超えた迫力、リアルアクション、ゴジラ対デストロイヤー。
ほっと安心、もっと活力、きっと満足。それが出光の約束です。出光。
あの怪獣は今
スターと呼ばれた青春だった。力の限りの青春だった。時は過ぎゆく、時代は変わる。それでも僕らは生きてゆく。広い社会の片隅でつつましやかに生きてゆく。さあ送ってください、君の傑作写真を。バンダイウルトラ怪獣大変身コンテスト。
出た、シスコウルトラマンチョコ。
ズバリ賞、
流星バッジがもらえるんだ。フラッシュビーム型ボールペンもあるよ。
シスコウルトラマンチョコレート新発売。
Is it just me, or is this episode going by really fast? Maybe it's because I'm so ill prepared, and so ill prepared that I forgot we need to do our chat room check-in. So, because I didn't prepare anybody else for this, let me just go ahead and I will get started by scrolling all the way up to the top and say thank you to all 45 people who are watching live on YouTube and Facebook. You guys are awesome. If you haven't gone ahead and done so, why don't you go ahead and click the like button on this video, subscribe to our channel, and if you even want to, you can click, there's like a bell, you can click and get notified when we get new content up. Because we do more than just the live episodes every month. We do our supplemental videos. Leslie just did one a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah. We talked about or at least we celebrated the 10-year anniversary of the X Plus Gigantic series. That was a lot of fun.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah. See, there's tons of stuff coming out from Collect All Monsters. Not to mention, of course, we've got our killer Facebook group where a lot of the people I'm about to mention are also in. So, well, thanks to Helmy, thanks to Mike for being here. Oh, go ahead, Jonathan. I'll let you do it. I see Johnny Cock in there. I see Mike Vera from Kaiju Battle. Michael, Larry Latham. What's up, dude? Oscar
Larry.
Solis. How you doing? Nathaniel Plummer. Greg Coggin. Brutazilla.
Greg's from Portugal.
Joel Ruffin.
Portugal.
Greg Coggins says he's watching for the first time in Portugal. That's awesome. Another international traveler. Let's see who else we got. Eric Stolp, if I didn't say your name. Linus Fitness Center. How's it going, dude? Kaiju Live. What's up, AJ? Eddie Ruane. Tim Bartos, Richard Hudak watching on Facebook. Sofubi Sit Down. What's up, Brian? How you doing, buddy? Novetta Ruffin, that's John's family as well. They're standing in for John tonight, and I appreciate that.
John, where are you?
We got Godzilla Cartoon Sci-Fi Horror Fan 2000. We've got Ray2D2. And let's see, who else is in here? I have it. The Gregzilla is here. Godzilla Train 1090. We've got Mark Rodriguez. What's up, buddy? Citizen, who says he is here, new to Collectible Monsters, but he's a Kaiju Cast veteran. So what up? Make sure to tune in tomorrow. I'm going to share that graphic again in just a second. Who else we got in here? I think I got everybody. Did I get everybody? I feel like I got everybody. Monster Island Kaiju reviews. Who else?
There's more.
Sergio,
again,
Mexico.
You got the Gregzilla. You got Kaiju Sommelier.
Kaiju Sommelier. Yes,
that's
yes.
Tanner, right? That's Tanner, right?
Kaiju Sommelier is who?
Doug Hardy, isn't it?
Doug Hardy. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Rich Eso. What's up, Rich?
There's Rich. What's up, Rich?
Again, Kaiju Battle. Donnie Winter.
What's up, Donnie?
We love Donnie.
Chris Reed. Let's see who else. And Larry Latham. Collect All Monsters, but who cares about them? Let's see who else.
Robert Hill. I see Robert Hill in there.
Who that?
Let's see.
Jose Silva.
Oh, Matt.
Close to me. Right on.
Oh yeah, and Matthew Bazell. But you know what? Thank you so much for everybody for being here. But there's one comment that I want to highlight real fast, and this is more so in your wheelhouse, David, and your wheelhouse, Kyle. But if you don't mind, I want to answer along with y'all and provide your 2 cents, if you will. It's from Johnny Coke or Cock, whatever his name is. I'm sorry for if I butchered that. I really am. He said, where is it? He says, hey, speaking of Ultra Q, I tried to watch it this year and caught myself mentally wandering around. Any mindsets that I should know about to help me stay captivated? I could tell you that it's kind of like Monarch Legacy of Monsters. There's this weird fascination that people are upset about that TV series because Godzilla is not in every single episode or in every single scene when the show is about really Monarch. Ultra Q is kind of the same thing. If you go in there and think you're going to see a monster in every single episode, you're going to be disappointed. A monster does pop up every now and then, but to put it in layman's terms, look at it like it's like a Japanese version of the X-Files or the Twilight Zone. That's the best way that I can describe it.
For sure, without a doubt. That's how I describe it as well. It's like it's an anthology show, right? It's not a continuity kind of thing, and you definitely have a team of 3 people that basically investigate stuff. And back in the 60s, that wasn't too far-fetched in terms of like entertainment. Like it seems kind of weird right now to think about like, oh, these random people, a newspaper reporter, a pilot, and his assistant are like solving mysteries a la Scooby-Doo with that mindset. But I think honestly, what I love about Ultra Q, first up, shout out to August Rigoni for introducing me to Ultra Q back in like 1999 or 2000. He showed me the Gomez episode and then showed me another episode, and I was like, I think I need to see more of this. And it was this was probably 10 to 15 years of me pining for Ultra Q, like buying the Japanese DVDs and like just being like, I don't know what's going on here at all, but I'm loving what I'm seeing. And then finally it got released by Shout Factory on DVD back in I'm going to say probably like 2015 or something like that. Anyway, Ultra Q is a little weird. And if you keep in mind that, for me, it was shot in 1965 and 66 and times were very different, it's actually supposed to be like a really smart show, and refers to a lot of science fiction writing that was going on in the 60s. So I've been quite lost watching Ultra Q as well. So it's kind of just one of those, like, you just got to sit there and be along for the ride shows. But I definitely suggest it to everybody, at least to just know the foundation of, like, this is what came before Ultraman, you know, and like, and then taking off throughout the Ultraverse, right? That's the significance for me behind Ultra Q. And like, yeah, it can be a little slow and definitely a little weird, but man, so many Toho actors show up in that show. So many Toho monsters show up in that show. I think that's one of the reasons it's more interesting to me is like, did you know that that's where Manda from 1963's Atragon died? He died in no, he died in the he didn't die in that episode. They cut his head off and put it on the ship as the masthead for the ship of the bird. I saw a bird episode, which is, and then they set the boat on fire, and I'm sitting there watching this, going like,
"Oh my god,
is that Manda's head on the front of this flaming boat?"
So what Kyle said and what Leslie said are totally true. But for me, I grew up watching Ultraman like John Ruffin, the 67 Ultraman with Hayata and the Science Patrol, et cetera, and I discovered Ultra Q much later, doing research, looking for toys and stuff like that. What is this? What is Pagila? Wait a minute, that looks like Chandler from an episode of Ultraman. So Tsuburaya reused a lot of the monster suits from Ultra Q and used them in Ultraman. Like Ragon was a female, the one that looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon. And
the grand. Yeah.
So in Ultraman, it's a male and he's a gigantic monster. So there's a lot of crossover between using the sound effects, the music cues, and the monster suits. Like the first episode with Garamon, he's called the Cicada Man. He is the sort of the prototype of Baltan. So you see all of these similarities. And growing up, when I'm a little bit older than some of you guys, but I used to love a show called The Outer Limits, which is very similar to the Twilight Zone, but no continuity, all different episodes, and a very freaky 60s style, sci-fi thing. And I think it's closer to that than anything else that I've seen. So it's like a Japanese version of The Outer Limits. So I was already hooked from that. The music is kind of hip and groovy. And again, you'll hear some of the music revamped for Ultraman. So it's a really, if you like this genre,
music by Kunio Miyauchi as well.
Yes. It's the perfect, segue between different Ultra series. And again, as Kyle mentioned, it's the one that started it all. Yes, the rock guitar.
Why do you think the Collectible Monsters theme is a surf
inspired
vibe?
By? And so the episodes may not contain giant monsters, daikaiju per se, but they're creepy and they're mysterious and they're very, very, very compelling. Like Baron Spider, check that one out. That's what I'm talking about. That's a very interestingly enough, the guest star actress is Akiko
Wakabayashi.
She is one of the most beautiful Japanese actresses I've ever seen, and she's so good in that episode. And they don't play it for laughs; they play it seriously, man. It's a serious show. It is for kids, but it was geared towards.
It was more for everybody, honestly. When it came out, it was on prime time. It was it was for everybody.
It was, and then all of a sudden you started seeing these fanzines like geared towards kids. So then it got kind of that flavor to it too. But I highly recommend it. Don't give up. Watch them. Some are better than others. Some are slower than others. But they're really, really great and definitely worth a watch.
And there's some
someday
episodes
I want to do a Kaiju Cast dive into like favorite episodes again and stuff like that.
Yes. That's the thing. Some episodes are like catered to certain monsters. Like if you're a King Kong fan, there's like an episode dedicated to that. There's like a giant monkey in one. Or if you're a fan of Frankenstein Conquers the World, there's an episode that kind of deals with a guy becoming a giant and then growing mad. So I say if you're a kaiju fan, especially if you're a Showa fan from the mid-60s, why not watch it? You know what I mean? Why not watch
Yeah.
it?
It's
great.
a legacy show. It is totally worth watching just because that's the time, like Ultra Q. Sorry to go on a diatribe. Ultra Q basically started the kaiju boom of 1966 and 67, right? So Ultra Q came out like like January 1st or something like that of 1966. That followed by Ultraman, also followed by Space Giants, Magmatashi, and then all of the 1966 films of Toho and Gamera. Fast forward to 1967, and you've got all of the studios putting out a kaiju movie. That's when the boom happened. So it really is because of Ultra Q and Subaraya starting his own company to do those shows. Anyway, did they ever show Ultra Q Pickwick at the Pickwick? I don't know if they have. If they have, it would have only been like one episode, but it would be really cool if they invited the surviving, it's going to be difficult, but the surviving cast of Ultra Q to come to G-Fest. I would love that. Actually, what I should do is I should probably just bust my ass and try and get an interview set up here for those people. Yeah. Because I would love to talk to them myself. Anyway,
did they ever show it? Did they ever show it at the Rosemont, like on the TV? Remember they used to show like classic.
They showed them sporadically there too. Yeah, they did. Absolutely. Okay. That's what Eric Stope was just saying, that he caught a couple of them on the in-house channel at G-Fest.
Right. That's right. I remember that. Okay.
All right. So thank you guys for hanging out and watching. And anybody who, like Aaron Acuna, who just saying hello, and our friend Shannon, hello. Thank you guys for being here and hanging out with us. We are getting into our next. Where'd that go? I had it and then it went away. Oh, here it is. Our top 3 of 2023. It's time for our main segment of this episode. And this is a suggestion by Leslie. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Leslie, do you need to go into why you've chosen this as our topic?
Yeah, I'm gonna breeze through it. Cause this was so freaking hard. I should have said a top 5, because I'm looking at other stuff that didn't make the top 3, and I feel so bad because I spent so much money on them. But again, you have to put things into perspective, and sometimes sacrifices have to be made. My top 3 figure acquisitions of 2023. God, I'm sorry, Jet Jaguar, you didn't make it. I love you, but damn, you didn't make it. But
what? You showed him off though, so he's happy.
Yeah, he didn't make it, but the behemoth from Spiral Studios, he didn't make it. But Sandra did want me to mention, she want to throw in her 2 cents. The Legacy GMK was her favorite acquisition.
Oh, from Spiral? Yeah,
from Spiral. Yeah, but for me personally, it comes down to these 3, and you know me, they're all gigantics. They're all gigantic pieces. The bigger, the better for me. And number 3 will fall with the X Plus Gigantic Series Rick exclusive edition of the Monsterverse Kong. Yeah, the Monsterverse Kong. Yeah, that guy came out April of 2023. March or April of 2023. And yeah, and I get it. I know a lot of y'all are Godzilla fans and y'all don't really particularly care for Kong. Apparently Kong did something personal to you people, so you have a thing against Kong. But again, you know me, I'm a huge Kong fan, despite the hate I've been getting because I love Kong so much, but I don't care. I mean, I gave up caring about what people think of me a long damn time ago. But I love Kong. Like, I love Kong so much. And this was a great figure for the Gigantic series. Again, I've always been pushing for them to do stuff new, something new besides Godzilla in the Gigantic series. And again, you ain't got to like the character of Kong, but this figure was really, really cool. And again, side note, it is bigger than the X Plus Gigantic Legendary Godzilla. So even though he lost in the film, we're kind of winning there. So all you Kong haters, suck on that bag of sour lemons and stuff like that. And number two, and yes, this was not from any major company, but kind of like Jet Jaguar, it was a custom built statue that I have Marcellus make for me. And again, there's not too many gigantic sizes. size collectibles of this awesome monster out there, even though that monster does not sit on the high end and the producer of this show, Jonathan. Jonathan.
Oh!
The gigantic size Titanosaurus, that I showcased at G Fest. Yes. Yes.
Jealous. I'm jealous.
Yes, Jonathan is Titanosaurus, the guy you said that got pumped by a transmitter. I don't care. I love that thing. Oh my God. There's not too many of them running around. If you want one, contact Marcellus Winters. But yeah, 25 inches tall. And he looks absolutely phenomenal. So yes, that is number 2. And number 1, and honestly, this is God Almighty, not number 1. And it's kind of hard. Well, it's like I love it, but at the same time, because of what happened today, what we found out, it's kind of like it's just I don't know. I mean, God Almighty. I'm sorry, Dad.
Don't start, Leslie, because I'm trying not to all day.
I'm trying not to either, but God Almighty, that was a sucker punch in the gut this morning.
Oh man!
Come on, man, don't.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but
it was a real rough night.
Almighty.
Yeah, this morning, tough day.
But you know what? We're gonna honor you, Satsuma. My number 1 pick. Thanks to Colin, thanks to Marcellus, the Tenjitsu Crafts 55 centimeter resin model kit of the 84 Godzilla. My top big acquisition of 2023. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I'm sorry. I really am. I ain't trying to bog the show down, but it just hit me. But yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and yeah, that's my big acquisition. When Satsuma became official, the king of the monsters. That was for you, Satsuma. That was for you, sir. Rest in peace. But yeah, that's my top 3 acquisitions. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So David, what are your top 3 big acquisitions?
Wow, that's really hard to follow. Let me refocus myself here. Kyle, if you just want to put, I don't have a specific order, so you can just show the image and then I'll go into it after that, because I didn't put them in 1, 2, and 3. And it was really, really, really hard, as Leslie said, to pick only 3. There's so many awesome things. And what I chose doesn't take anything away from the other stuff that I got this year. But these are the things that I found to be like unique and interesting. So, all right, we'll start with this one. This is something that transcends the collection room. This is something that my husband Keith likes too. It's one of my favorite movies. It represents the big 4 of Toho. And it's just so colorful, fun, whimsical. And it's going to be right in my living room, guys. It's going to be right there, front and center. The first thing people see, their eyes going to go right. And I can't wait to hear the comments of the non-fans that come in stuff. Like, it's going to be interesting. But you know what? I don't even care. I'm like, Leslie, you don't like it? Look at the house, man. I got something for you to look at. But no, it's something that I didn't think that we would shell the money out for. Because when someone commented everything is pricey in this fandom that we have, this is really pricey. This is not an inexpensive item. It's a piece of art. It's a gallery piece, and I've spent quite a bit of money on toys and models, as all of you know. However, this is one of the top pieces that we've shelled out money for, monetarily. So I love it. I can't wait to have it up. I can't wait to show you guys what it looks like in the living room. And I'm proud to display this for all to see, not just in a collection room, in the living room. And I love that Keith loves it just as much as I do. and he was just like totally stoked when I said, let's get this as a housewarming gift for ourselves. So again,
Beautiful.
This limited print of I was going to say Monster Zero, but it's actually Ghidra the three-headed monster, because there's
That's right.
And even the characters kind of resemble, actually looks kind of like Takarada and maybe Kumi Mizuno. I don't know. Who knows? But
it's definitely Akiko Wakabayashi and Natsuki.
Well, yeah, but yeah,
he's the cop and she's the
that's
she's in her disguise.
She's in her.
But it's a gorgeous piece, dude.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's just something that it's very monumental for me, and it's going to be like one of my prized collectibles since I've been collecting for like over 30 years now. All right, so what do we got next? I don't know. Let's see.
Oh wait, it is.
Next?
Come on, stop it.
Okay.
Not you.
The excitement is building. What is it?
Johnny, yeah. Okay.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, so as much as I loved -1, the design for -1, I was a little bit on the fence with it. And then, as many people, including some of you guys, when you see it in action, it actually really makes sense and it's perfect for that context. However, if you would have asked me what the quintessential design for -1 would be, this is what I would have picked. This is the resin is actually kind of a strange resin. It's a very light resin. And this is a representation of the 1954 Godzilla. And I mistakenly credited a sculptor, and I found out that it wasn't the actual sculptor. I'm still researching who actually sculpted this. I thought it was Oyama who sculpted this, but it ended up it wasn't. But it's a 32 centimeter resin piece of the perfect rendition of the 54 Godzilla, in my opinion. It's just the proportions, the dorsal plates, the mouth, the eyes, everything is exactly what I'm looking for. What I thought I was looking for in a Godzilla design. Would I still have loved to have seen this, and would I love to see this in the future at some point? Absolutely. But in the meantime, it is not a Shinsen. No, it is not. It's not even a licensed.
It's not T's Facto.
No, it's not T's Facto. It is not.
Oh wow.
Oh, I thought it was.
It's so unique and rare that I can't even believe that the person who had this was willing to sell it to me, because you never see this anywhere. I am going to track down the actual sculptor at some point, and I'll give that reveal that on the show. But in the meantime, like this was a kit. It came in many pieces, and I think I banged it out pretty well. That's just my take on it. It's not Goro either. No Kaiju Battle. It is not Goro. It is not any of those companies. But anyway, yeah, this is a piece that I treasure, and I was really worried that it wasn't going to make the transition from Seattle to California. But I opened the box. I mean, I lost one dorsal plate, and I removed the tail myself because I knew that was probably a smart idea. So he's perfectly intact. A little couple scuffs here and there, but he is perfect, and I can't wait to touch him up and give him a place of honor in my new play area. So that is my number one of the three. Thank you, Albert. And of course, this is something that I could not pass up, and I could not leave out. And I know Leslie will probably agree with me, even though it's not a figure, it's not a collectible per se, but it is what inspired me to be the collector that I am today. They finally released the 4K Ultra HD 1964 masterpiece, Mothra vs. Godzilla. And beautiful. I got it from CD Japan. They're still available if you guys want to buy one, and they do ship to the US. And there's
really?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Okay.
And they have
no English subtitles if that's a deal killer for anybody, though.
Yes, that's true, Kyle. It does not have subtitles. But I've seen this movie. Leslie's seen this movie. Kyle's seen this movie. Christine's seen this movie. Jonathan's seen this movie, and John Robert's seen this movie so many times. We don't need subtitles. I don't need subtitles to know what's going on. And we got a brand new TV because right before we moved, our old TV in Seattle died. Kyle, you probably remember that. So we had no TV for like a month. And we just bought a beautiful new TV, and we haven't hooked up the DVD. So and the Blu-ray player. I haven't watched it yet, but I can't wait to. I know. I haven't watched it, but
you got a 4K TV?
What's that?
You got a 4K TV?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice.
Yes,
all right.
This is the one I've been waiting for, and CD Japan also has. They released the 1954. They did King Kong versus Godzilla, which I already had. That was their first release, and then they did Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Monster Zero. How does the quality? It's night and day from.
Actually, if I may, it actually kind of makes me a little upset that these came out on the heels of the Criterion Collection, because the Criterion Collection, in my opinion, is using fine transfers. They look fine, but holy moly, these HD versions, starting with the King Kong versus Godzilla, these 4K restorations basically make it look like you walked into the theater in 1962, sat down and watched a pristine print of the movie. They look so good that if things like seams on the suits, strings from the marionettes, if those bother you, don't watch these, because they're wonderfully perfect for anybody who doesn't need to have that suspension of disbelief for these films. I think these are for collectors only, to be perfectly honest.
You're right. You're right, Kyle. They're not for everybody, because you see everything that, Super.
Oh my God, so beautiful.
But it also, having said all that, it does show the mastery of Tsuburaya as well, because there's a lot of pioneering special effects in this film. I mean, the Mothra puppet looks like it's alive, and you still can't see a lot of the strings on it. It's just brilliant. Anyway, everybody knows this is my number one film in the whole series, and I've been waiting for this one for so long, and finally it's here, and I'm just stoked to have it in my collection. And there's everybody who wants to get one, they're still available, and they have others in the list too. And so I'm looking at one of the things Eric Stolp said, that the 54 kit is by Nando Alien. I thought that was the case, and then I wasn't sure, because but anyway, we'll hash all that out later. But so that's pretty much it. Not what everybody expected. It doesn't all have to be about the figures for me, because, as I've said this many times, my love for all of this stuff stems from, first and foremost, my love for the films and the nostalgia factor that these bring to me, and the joy that I get from this. And I'm just really happy that they're finally giving the best way possible to view these. Sorry, I changed my light. It's getting dark here in the desert early, so I had to switch the light on. Wait, you look different.
You got a nice golden glow going on.
I'm wearing my shirt today, so I'm stoked about that. But anyway, those are my favorite top 3 at this particular moment that I got last year. And there's a whole lot of runner-ups we could talk about, but that's for another day. So how about you, Ms. Chapin? What are your top 3 favorite acquisitions of 2023?
Well, I got a lot of good stuff this year, so this was very, very difficult. Gosh, see, now I'm rethinking my choices, but we're gonna move forward with it, because I have a lot of that in my tops. But all right, we're going with these. I already got them out here. See, I don't know if I can
my
do a
top
3, 2, 1.
750 choices of 2023.
Right?
Seriously.
These are all number ones. I don't know if I could do like a 3, 2, 1, but so we'll just go with whoever. Right? We'll do small to big again. first one I've got to go with. The
I know. I'm gonna
Kenpachiro.
text you. That was a
I
runner-up.
mean, gosh, his sculpts he's been doing is just, I mean, fantastic. They're so well made. Tons of colorways. This was the Ghost Radiation, I think,
I love
version. And it's just, I mean, it looks like a gem. I don't really know what else to say. But it looks like literally like a shiny jewel. I mean, all of his things look like something that could be in a museum on display somewhere. Great sculpts. I want more. I got my eye on. I see he's got an open mouth one of this version that just came out. So when there's a pretty colorway, I'm gonna be picking one of those up. So yeah, this has got to go out. I'll say number 3 for this guy.
All right, Christine, can I do this real quick while you're doing that?
Oh, do it. Yes, do it, because yours is beautiful.
I had to get.
Oh, it's the same.
It's sculpts too. This is the glow in the dark version.
Oh, it's the same sculpt. I know.
He was definitely like in the running, and everything Christine said is true. They're heavy, they're big, they're beautiful, and they're absolutely stunning in person. So he was definitely on the short list. But anyway, I just wanted to show off because I just got him and I'm in love with him. So
yeah, I'm glad you got it. I know if you can, but I would say anyone, if you can, I know they're expensive, but if you can get one, it's so
just get
worth
one.
it. Even just one. Save up, get one. It's 100% worth it. Gosh, number 2. I don't know what I can pick. Oh, damn it.
You're supposed to have them already done before we join.
I know, but okay. Well, number 2, we're gonna go with this.
And she's cussing.
We're gonna go with.
And she's cussing.
Oh, I said, gosh dang it. Whatever. But man, Neo Player One, this is like one of my top favorite companies coming out with stuff right now. And this gigantic Burning Godzilla, not only is it beautiful and gorgeous and wonderful and amazing, but it has some very awesome memories attached to it because this was a Wonderfest exclusive and I wanted it so bad. Lottery only at Wonderfest exclusive, or only lottery exclusive only at Wonderfest. Good old Nick Sides was there. I didn't want to ask it because I had already asked him to pick me up something else from Wonderfest. I didn't want to be a greedy person to be like, can you give me this and this and this? But Joe stuck behind my back and messaged Nick and was like, hey, she really wants this. Can you enter it for her? And he won it. Nobody told me. I had no idea that he had even entered and won. And then they gave it to me as a surprise for my birthday when I was down in LA for the Marmot exhibition. So that was really cool. I was absolutely floored because at first I thought Nick won it, and I was like, "Oh yay, Nick! Damn you!" Secretly jealous, but pretending to be happy for him. They're like, "It's yours." I was like, "Oh my god!" So yeah, man, the gigantic version of this is so cool. I mean, these things are solid, man, solid, like big old heavy, thick vinyl, and the translucent. I also love like little running smoke that he's got coming off of here. Cool little touch. I'm a big Neo Player One fan, so keep the sculpts coming, man. I will buy as many of those as I can.
If there was a thought bubble on Leslie Chambers' head right now, it would say, "That goddamn thing looks like a Jolly Rancher."
Come on, Leslie.
I'm not hating on it.
Face.
I'm not hating on it. I mean, now all of a sudden, I want a Jolly Rancher. I don't know why.
They do look like candy, I know.
It looks like a delicious, like red hot Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
Gosh, number 1. I already showed it off. It was my my acquisition, but oh man, ever since I got this thing, the Tig toy in the mail, like 2-3 weeks ago, I've been literally staring at this every day. I've had it on my office is literally right over there. But I can't stop looking at it. I can't. It's so. I love the open mouth sculpt because so groovy.
Probably the best paperweight you'll ever have.
Oh yes, it's so worth it too. And there's not a lot of open mouth sculpts out there for soft vinyl. I mean, even in like X Plus, you don't really get a lot of open mouth. So that's a cool little touch.
Yeah, that's true.
It's unique, different. It's so pretty. I mean, the blue spines. Come on, and the way the tail curves up over his back. That's a little different. I like that. So this is going to have to go for my number 1 because Gosh dang, it's pretty. It's pretty and it's big. It's a big old solid chunk of vinyl. Man, if you can enter and get one of these things too, they're expensive, but totally worth it if you get one. I mean, there's a lot of blanks they have out. Get that painted by somebody.
It's on my
And
list.
hopefully Tig is going to get more and more exposure as more
I hope
pieces come
so.
out. Did you see
deserving of
Did you see what's coming next?
the Mecha Godzilla?
Yeah, he's doing Mecha Godzilla next.
Freaking rad.
Sorry, John's not
Oh,
here.
man. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, John needs to get one of those. It looks so amazing. Oh my gosh. It's just like his. I'm not gonna go on, but the way that he sculpts things is very unique and it's I don't know, classy. And I mean, this looks literally like it should be in a museum as well. They're art pieces. They're not toys. All of these are just art pieces.
I agree with that.
These do. I'm just gonna say, like, these do. They cross that line between the mass-produced Sofubi and into more of a fine art, lowbrow art kind of situation. I'm not mad at it. I was a little. I'll talk about that later. Sorry, keep going, Christine.
All right, well, I'm gonna be quiet now because I will talk all day about these things. But yeah, there's a lot of great stuff that came out this year. More exciting stuff to look for next year for us. But Kyle, what are your top 3 acquisitions of 2023?
Wow. Okay.
Are
So
they boxed
in order
up?
to, everything's in there.
No.
Actually, that's not even true. One thing is in there, and the others are on a boat. So they'll show up eventually. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show some things that might be surprising. So bear with me. Number 1, back in February, and this is, I went through and looked, through the year of my posts and stuff and that I've, it's been like, oh, cool, here's what I got. And I realized that there were a few items in my acquisitions of this year that really stood out because of the situation as well. Not just the piece, but the situation. So, David, you're sitting down? Okay, so number 1, I'm going to show off the Spiral Toys Godzilla 2019. Now, this is not a fully released to the public figure, but when I did my trip to Japan earlier this year for Wonder Festival, AJ was on that trip, and he actually brought one of each of these glow-in-the-dark figures for everybody who was on the trip. Such a generous gesture. And each one, I think, had been painted, I want to say by Masami Yamada, and please correct me if I'm wrong on that. So everybody on the trip got one of these. So it's super, I mean, I don't want to be like, ooh, it's limited edition. It's really not even a limited edition. It's like, these are almost like one-offs, So there were like 7 of us on the trip. So we each got one, and it was touching. Plus, of the 3, it's close to be 4 MonsterVerse films, this was my favorite of the films. And I do actually kind of like the 2019 design. And it's kind of cool to have like this in my collection, this Americanized Godzilla that's been sculpted and rendered by a Japanese like artisan into this Sofubi piece. So it also glows in the dark beautifully.
Wow.
The first night that I had it in my hotel room, I was like, wow, it's like a little nightlight. And since I'm on this I've been gifted trip, and I want to make sure that that's right, I do mean 4 going on 5. I always forget about Skull Island, sorry. The next item in my list was something I was gifted as well, thanks to that trip, but I also did some work for it as well. This is the TIG Toy GMK, and this is the one that was released for, I can't remember which one it was, Treasure Festa Online, and I absolutely adore the sculpt. I found TIG on Instagram couple of years ago before he was really producing anything physical, and this was one of the things that I was just like, hi, I love your stuff, when is this coming out? When can I buy this? When can I get this? And so I've been like chatting with Tig and chatting with Kaiju Canvas, and this is another Kaiju Canvas paint job. Glows in the dark. I think it's a glow blue vinyl, if I recall. He is actually in the closet in the box behind me, and I do need to open the box to make sure that they survive the trip. But I have not done it yet because I don't have anywhere to put that stuff. So Tig Toys GMK, and I'm serious, like, you guys, if anybody is interested in these, they are super duper rare at the moment. As time marches on, I'm hoping these become more and more available. You won't be able to get like the older releases, but like new releases coming out. So just keep in mind that Tig is now partnered with Spiral Studios or Spiral Toys, and they have stuff on deck coming out. So just be aware. If you're not following Tig on Instagram, do so. If you're not following Spiral Toys on Instagram, do so, because that's where they do a lot of announcements.
Kaiju
And
Canvas
now,
too.
Kaiju Canvas as well. Yes.
I like the close.
Yeah. He's gorgeous, and he's big, just like the you guys saw at
huge.
G-Fest when we gave away the green one. Yeah, it's huge.
Right.
Okay, so it was really difficult to choose 3 out of all the 3, but this is another. This one wasn't gifted to me, but actually, sidebar, who almost made it in this list, Leslie? The gigantic GMK. Like, he's right there at 3.5 that you gave me. So
yeah, that's right. And he didn't make it? Okay.
Didn't make it. He's not even here yet. He's on the boat too. But
he's on the boat.
That's right.
Where's my knife?
Dude,
I gotta cut somebody.
Do you know how I could not
I'm joking.
So
Go
huge.
ahead.
All right. So here, this other one's on the boat too. David hooked me up with the buddy deal, and I have the Megaton, the Marmot Megaton that I wanted. The best Megaton, in my opinion. Here he is being held by Godzilla at our Return of Godzilla-thon. And yeah, this is a figure that I've wanted for many years now, and has just been sort of like just out of reach for so long. And when David reached out to me and said, "Hey man, I'd like to sell this to you before we leave," I could not pass up the deal. And I'm sorry that he's also on the boat too, because I would love to have him here in my arms holding him just like Godzilla is in this picture. But yeah, the Marmot Megaton Godzilla is just a stunner, like so beautiful. And I'm so happy to have it in my collection.
Well,
Those are my top 3 of 2023.
Nice.
I'm so glad he's back to the motherland with an awesome owner now, and he's where he needs to be right now.
Yeah, so difficult to just choose 3, man. Wow. Because I mean, just like even looking through my phone now, last year I filled a lot of holes in the collection. Like a lot of those GMK M1 figures I was able to pick up from person 1, 2, or 3, including James Hartman, who we talked about earlier. He hooked me up with a bunch of them. So and then like they did another colorway that's still not on Club Tokyo. It's like this 2023 was a good year for collecting and a good year for being a kaiju fan.
Yes, sir.
And really
Heck yeah.
a great year to be a collector if we're ready to go into the collector moment. I see Nick is no longer in the backstage. I'm sure he had to go.
Chotomate,
he's at Decon.
What's up?
Do our brief thoughts on -1 before we do the collector, or is that coming later?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah. Ignore everything I just said.
Never ignore everything.
Forget it all. Yeah. We're going back in time to let me segue into -1. So those are our top 3 of 2023, and unfortunately 2023 minus 2024 would put us at -1.
In the minus.
Ooh, great segue.
Negative.
Perfect
What?
segment.
Huh?
We're in the minus.
I don't know. I'm
What
waiting
is
for
that
some
minus
sort of like
degrees?
boo sound or like
No,
groaning
we-
sound.
It's great. It's perfect.
That one of them, any of them. It's all good. Wow.
Wow. Okay.
I'll see.
Dang,
All right.
Kyle, all
That's
right.
bad.
Somebody's not happy with that. Oh man.
Like don't kill the guy. It wasn't that bad.
Jonathan doesn't like math either, I guess.
Anyway, yeah. So Godzilla -1 came out, and since our last episode, 1 billion people have seen it. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow with, I think, David, Jonathan Portman, maybe John Ruffin. This is sort of the Collect All Monsters crew versus the Kaiju cast. We're doing this Godzilla -1 Daikaiju discussion. And in addition to, like I said, David, Christine, Jonathan, and John Ruffin, Martin Vavra and Gretchen Brooks will be joining me from the Kaiju cast side of things. So we're going to basically do our classic Daikaiju discussion, talking all about the movie in terms of like where it falls within our own expectations. Also, if you are not aware, there is, do I even have it accessible? There is a survey that I sent out. And I am actively trying to get like the most amount of responses to the survey. So I think it might be right here. Yes. Okay. I'm going to click the survey link and then I'm going to copy it. Yes. Copy. That's a terrible link. I'm going to paste it into the chat here. Bam. Okay. I think that'll work. Feel free to fill out that survey. Quick 5-question survey. Yeah, you don't need to show it up on the screen because nobody's going to copy that. If you can't click on it, we'll figure it out later. But there will be a link in the show notes. And we want people to fill this out. Just quick ranking questions because we want to show off the results during the Daikaiju discussion. How people liked and enjoyed Godzilla -1. It's going to probably be... I'm going to try and make it a 2-hour event and not longer than that, but we'll see. Egg timers for everybody. Gongs and buzzers.
That is the funniest
I don't know.
Mic cut. You're gonna mic cut us?
2 hours?
He's gonna mute the mics.
Where's the punchline?
Yeah.
Where's the punchline?
Exactly.
2 hours?
Exactly. Yeah.
Y'all can be here till Tuesday. Oh God.
Okay, so
God
yes,
bless y'all.
Godzilla -1 came out. I got to see it here in Tokyo. I'll just quickly say I got to see it here in Tokyo, first time unsubtitled, all in Japanese, and I walked out of that theater going like, "Wow, it was good," but I know a bunch of people have drank the Kool-Aid, as it's said, because I thought it was good, but I was like, "This is not as good as people are saying it is." Boy, oh boy, I came back from a subtitled screening just the other day and my mind was changed a bit. Like being able to understand everything about the movie really made the difference. And it went from pretty good to freaking amazing. So I loved it. And now that I love it, I'm actually looking for stuff like yesterday we went out to try and find the Ichiban Kuji Godzilla stuff, and yeah, just was not a win for us yesterday, but it was a win for me being able to see in the theater. And I don't need to say any more about that because I got a lot to say tomorrow, I'm sure. Christine, how about you? Wait, let me start the timer.
Oh, yeah. I'll save it for tomorrow. Okay, quick thoughts. I already got in with high expectations, and those expectations were exceeded by a lot. This was the first movie where the days after I saw it, I was still thinking about everything that had happened in it, which is like the first time that's happened for me. We're excited about a movie, but man, there was just some deep stuff in there, deep topics they touched on that make you think long after you've seen the movie. I'm still thinking about it, and I can't wait to go see it again. I'm excited every time. I've been listening to the soundtrack over and over again because it's just, gosh, that's good too. But okay, I'm keeping it quick. No, it's amazing. It exceeded everything that I thought going into it, far and above. And Yeah, I mean, I am blown away by the response of just the general public. Like, what is going on in the world right now? Getting awards, getting nominated for things.
It's
Everyone
crazy.
here is. I've never seen this happen at all with a Godzilla movie. The way that it's absolutely blown up in the world. It's
Yeah.
it's I'm speechless about it. It's amazing. I never thought this would happen with a Godzilla movie, and Yamazaki's done it. He's found the formula. He's done it. And congratulations to him and to Toho for thank you for this movie. Okay, and that's it. I'll wait for tomorrow.
Thank you
All right, David.
All right, so it's going to be hard to keep it short because everything's going to come out tomorrow. But as you guys all know better than anybody, I was always cautiously optimistic about it. I wasn't, I had a feeling it was going to be a decent film. And when I saw the design, I wasn't absolutely stoked at first with the design, like all of us kind of had that sort of same feeling. But and then when people started seeing it, the hype train was going full speed, and I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to get onto that train or not. And guess what? Not only did I get onto that train, I went to the front of the train because this was the movie that I was hoping for, and I was longing for, and I was waiting for. It really brought Godzilla's origin, the terror. I'm already going too far into it. It was everything I was looking for, everything I was hoping for, and I got to see it with one of my dear friends, James Hartman, and my husband Keith. And James and I, our mouths were kind of hanging open. And then the benchmark was that Keith absolutely loved it. He's like, I want to see it again. Let's see it again, which we did last Wednesday. And I was a little bit worried because sometimes when I initially see a film, I get caught up in it and I don't really see all I need to see, especially a movie like this that I'm so invested in the genre. I liked it better the second time, even more so. Like Kyle, like I saw things that I didn't see the first time. I think the score is absolutely brilliant. The way it's a modern take that includes some of the classic Godzilla themes. I mean, come on, man. You got to have that in there. Godzilla is James Bond status now. Imagine a Godzilla film without the Godzilla music that we all know and love that's recognizable with the character. And the way they did it, it wasn't gratuitous. It wasn't just thrown in there. It was harmoniously incorporated with the brand new score. Bravo, bravo, bravo. I loved it. Getting back to the design that I was concerned about, seeing that design in action in this film, I understand the choices that were made. It actually really, really works. And again, I'm saving all the rest for tomorrow because I got a hell of a lot to say about it. But again, I am stoked. It was the one I was hoping for, the one I was looking for, and I can't wait to dive into it tomorrow and take a big bite out of the sandwich tomorrow. So anyway, I'm going to pass it over to Leslie Chambers right over here.
And that's the thing. I am not going to be on the show tomorrow because, for one, I have to work in a couple days, and I just want to go to work and make money. I'm not going to want to sit down in no chair for 25 hours. Because, once John gets to talking and once he gets up and running, y'all going to be, shoot, again, get your antidepressants, get your coffee, get your candy, don't drink any NyQuil because, again, y'all going to be up all night talking about this movie. But you know what? It was so well worth it. It was so well worth it. This film for me is like Godzilla vs. Destroyer. It's a great film. I can acknowledge it's a great film, but I know it's a film that's I'm not going to go back to a lot. But I will say this is, in my opinion, the best made Godzilla film in the modern era, MonsterVerse included. Now, I had the most fun with Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019, but I will say that -1 was the absolute best made film so far in the modern era of Godzilla. And I've seen a lot of people say it's a great monster movie. and which it is, but I like to think that it's a great movie that happens to have a monster in it because it's a great film. Even if you take Godzilla out of it, you still have a great film. And this film really touched me, especially if you're a father and you have a daughter, or you have daughters like I do. That really touched me on that level, which I didn't expect to see. I didn't see that coming. Like legit, after I first saw it, the first thing I did when the credits rolled and we saw that scene in the hospital, the first thing I did, I ran over to Sandra and I hugged her like, thank you for raising my kids. Thank you for raising my daughters. I really do appreciate it. It touched me that hard. You know what I mean? But again, I only saw it twice. I'm not like a lot of y'all that saw it like 15, 20 times because, you know, I don't have that kind of time on my hands, which is fine. But
I'm impressed you saw it twice.
Yeah, I'm impressed too. I was impressed. And again, I probably wouldn't have seen it if they didn't extend it, but since they extended it, I was like, oh yeah, I got to make plans to go see it. And again, I think I'm done, even though I think they extended it again, probably to the end of the year. So, but I'm thinking I'm done. I'm good with what I saw thus far. But to put a bow on it, -1 was a great Godzilla film, at least a film that happens to have Godzilla in it. But before we move on, I have to tell this little story. It's kind of a troll move that I did when I went and saw it the second time. And when I say this, when I tell you this, you can be like, yeah, Leslie, I can believe that you did that. Now, of course, when you go to the movies, you know, when you go into the auditorium or into the theater, it's like dim. It's not all the way dark because the movie hasn't started yet, but it's dim enough where you can at least see people come in. You can see what they got on and you can make people out their faces, whatever. And the second viewing, I actually wore my Team Kong shirt. I wore my Team Kong shirt, and it's like, the theater was like, there's like a pathway that separates the lower half of the auditorium to the upper half. And me and Sandra were in the upper seat, so we had to walk through this pathway, and I could tell there were some people right in the seats, right near the pathway. I could tell they were Godzilla fans. I'm not gonna say nerds. I'm not gonna disrespect them like that. But I could tell they had the shirts on, the paraphernalia, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something. So as soon as I'm walking, again, they can really see me, and they can see my Team Kong shirt. I'm walking by, and I did this. And I can tell they want to say something on their face, but again, they see this giant black man. They're not gonna really say anything because again, I live by the philosophy: the more you F around, the more you're gonna find out. So they didn't say anything to me. But I'm like, yeah, Team Kong. We're watching the Godzilla film, Team Kong. But I thought that was like the ultimate troll move. But yeah, I had some fun poking that bear. But still, -1, great, awesome film, Godzilla film, and it's amazing. And I'm glad to see it doing so well.
All right. So to answer, thank you everybody, and to answer Johnny, yes, on the Kaiju Cast channel tomorrow, we are doing pretty much 24 hours from now, or 24 hours from the beginning of this episode, we're doing a Daikaiju discussion. It's on the Kaiju Cast YouTube channel. Only going to be on YouTube, and I think I'm going to actually, it might be broadcast to Facebook as well, because I remember when I was setting this up, and I'm here in Japan, it's technically Monday morning for me. Now ignore that I said that, because it is Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central if you need me to do that, 4 p.m. Mountain if you need me to do that. I can't do any more than that. So figure it out. If you want to hang out with us, it's going to be, like I said, myself, Martin, and Gretchen from the Kaiju Cast versus David, Christine, and John and Jonathan from Collect All Monsters. But we're, it's a Daikaiju discussion, so we're going to talk about what we loved, what we didn't love. Plus, like I said before, we have a survey. We really do want you to fill out the survey. If you saw the movie, if you didn't love the movie, if you loved the movie, we want you to fill out the survey, because your opinion helps shape these discussions. And this specifically, we wanted to show off what people thought of the movie more than just the 7 people that are going to be on screen. So having said that, please tune in tomorrow. The page is already up on the YouTube channel, so go ahead and bookmark it, set your calendars, everything. It's going to be, Bring your Collect All Monsters foam hand or your Kaiju Cast merch, and play for your team, basically, right? Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Thank you guys so much for sharing, and David, thank you for the reminder about -1.
Of course, yes, indeed.
So I think now is when we would do our collector moment. Jonathan, you want to come on screen for this?
Yes, please.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Well, hello, everybody. Apologies for the boo. I those soundboard effects, usually they just peter out, but it wasn't stopping. And I was like, okay, time to. That was definitely not stopping. Time to click it.
You're fired.
It was hilarious, though.
Good. I'm glad.
All right. So, you ready?
I am ready.
All right. That's enough of that. Go for it, Jonathan.
What's up, everybody? Here with another collector's moment. It's so good to be back doing this. I wasn't here last time due to some unforeseen issues, but now we're back and we're ready to rock and roll. So let's start it off with our very first submission, courtesy, if I remember correctly, I might not.
Courtesy of Michael Hang.
I need to see it. Michael Hang, yes. I love this photo because I always, we wanted to make this -1 themed, and some pics shown in the theater kind of get the members that were at the show and saw it. So this is really cool. I love when people bring figures to the theater, and this is very appropriate. We got old with new right in the foreground there. So I love this photo. It's it's captured very well in the shadow. So thank you, Michael, for this post, and we hope you enjoyed the movie.
Excellent.
Great picture.
All right, number 2. Now this is one of Ryan's submissions, courtesy of, and forgive me, it's Tanner.
Tanner.
It's hard to read. So this is from Tanner.
Don't worry, man.
Steffen.
I'll help you with that.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's kind of blurry, but anyway, Tanner Steffen, another great. Now you might say to yourself, "Oh, it's just a screen, whatever." But I love the contrast of the blue against the screen. This is like basically. He's got the -1 figure showing you we're ready to go. I love the -1 goodies, like Stupid Sandwich just said. So,
Is that that's the theater exclusive, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
believe so.
what I'm getting. Thanks, James.
Purdy.
Beautiful.
I think it's cool that Tanner brought the theater exclusive from Japan to a theater in America.
United States.
How appropriate. Yeah. How appropriate, right?
It's a beautiful figure.
All right, and this one is from courtesy of Oscar Solis. This is one of Nick's grabs. And first of all, this is one thing I wish I would have done. I've seen it 3 times and I still have yet. I told my brother last time we saw it, I was like, let's take a picture in front of the poster. And of course, every time I forget. So I probably don't have that opportunity anymore, but it's okay. We have other people I can live vicariously through. Oscar, thank you for this post. Brought his family with him and his friends. I love that.
Hey, Helmy.
Hey, and here we go. We got Helmy. Now, Helmy went to an advanced screening in Australia, which by the way, that theater looked really nice.
Comfy seats.
Better than the AMC that we have here. Yeah, so AMC, what's going on there? But anyway,
pretty sure Helmy went to some screenings in Japan too, because he's been here so many times this year.
And he also has his own screening room. So look at that.
That's right.
I mean, the dude just lives in the screening realm.
Yeah,
so
are you sure this isn't a photo from his room? I can't guarantee it.
How great would that be? But yes, Helmy, I love the G-Force hat you got there. See, the theater seems pretty full. I love that he brought his friend Anastasia. I hope I'm saying your name right. A fellow G fan, so he could enjoy the movie with someone that he knows. So this is great. I love it. Thank you, Helmy, as always.
Helmy saw it 36 times before I saw it once.
And that is probably true. That is no exaggeration, folks.
No exaggeration.
No exaggeration. So this one from Devin Cordero. This is a Ryan pick. I love this pick.
That's
it's
a beautiful photo.
The yellow. Yes, it is. It's the power stance from good old Godzilla. And I just love the angle. I love the color. Ryan, this is a great pick. Thank you for making it. And thank you, Devin, for posting it. It's great. We love it.
Okay.
Aha. All right, Nick. Now we got a favorite. We got one of our fave members here, Christian Gonzalez Martinez. If you haven't met him yet at G Fest, great, wonderful guy. Here with his friend, they went to go see the movie, and we hope you enjoyed it. So thank you for posting.
Excellent.
Aha, now Ryan with another good one. This is a gem in his caption. It truly is a gem. The hype is real, folks. This is from Vince Nicoletti, I believe. And this is the Bandai Premium. Is this a Bandai Premium?
This is the Ichiban Kuji figure. This is the
Kuji figure. Oh.
No, this is not the one I got. This is the one that I really wanted that I tried to search for yesterday. See how it says A in the corner? That means that's the top prize from the Ichiban Kuji. So if you draw your ticket and you pull the thing off and it says A, this is the one you get.
Very cool.
And I gotta say, as someone who's late to the game, I went and looked. I went and looked up the prices on these, and wow, they are in the $200+ range if you wanted to get one.
Whoa.
So the hype train is definitely hyping up that price too.
Holy moly. The hype train just dropped all the cash, apparently. My goodness, that's crazy.
That hype train.
And it gets an A. You know, I'm not sure that's what it's there for, but it gets an A in my book. So thank you.
It's good enough.
And here we go, Ryan. Okay, now Nick picked this one as well. Now this is from the Warsaw premiere.
Oh,
Awesome.
Godzilla group united. You got a whole group of Godzilla fans here. This is from, and I hope I do not butcher this name, but Piotr Gojira McCoy. Peter. Okay, so I'm just going literally by the name, but Peter, thank you for this post. This is great. We love it. Apologies for the name, flub there, but hey, we love it when we have G fans uniting as fans and friends to come enjoy this wonderful movie that we all enjoyed. So thank you.
It's a great shot.
Aha.
Yes.
Now, one of my favorites of Harold Ruiz, who is also known as Figure Mania Show on Instagram and on the socials. His work is just so well done. He uses he does all in hand photography, which means he doesn't use visual elements or Photoshop to enhance anything. It's all taken within the camera and within the shot. He works around the miniatures and stuff. I believe this is the Monster Arts.
I believe so.
Of Godzilla -1, and this captures one of the most epic moments of the movie, and it's one of my favorite shots in the whole film. And you captured it beautifully, Harold. Thank you for always having your epic work. We love to showcase it.
Yeah, that is the SH Monster Arts. And I said before in my segment that Greg, I didn't give the last name, Greg Benton.
Yes.
Betters, sorry. Greg Betters is the one, see, I can't even get it right, is the one that did the paint job on that. So sorry, Greg.
Nice.
If I didn't say your last name. He's the one that I was talking about that repainted the SH Monster Arts figure. So
right on.
How dare you? No.
It came to my old mind right now. It's like, but anyway.
Well, there you have it.
So thank you, everybody, for the collector's moment. Yay.
Don't forget, if you'd like to join our Facebook group where all these posts were made, head over to facebook.com/groups/CAMMC, which is the Collect All Monsters Monster Collectors, and we would love to have you join. Just don't forget, if you're going to sign up to join the group, we have a set of rules you just have to agree to. It's all to keep everybody safe and happy in our little group. And thank you very much, Jonathan, Nick, and Ryan for putting all that stuff together. We look forward to seeing what 2024 is going to bring for the collector moment. And Jonathan, if you want to stick around for a few minutes just with us for the rest of the episode. Absolutely. We got a couple. Now, actually, Christine, we talked about giving something away before.
Yes.
Are you still on board for that?
I am on board. I have it.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, why don't you get that? I'm going to go to the giveaway tool.
Oh, we got one of the fan posters.
That's awesome.
Oh, nice. So yeah, so that is, let's blow you up there. The IMAX poster. Do a little tilt. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Look at that. That's bigger than I thought it was.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a decent size. What, 11 by 17, I think?
It's great.
standard mat. You can just get your mat.
Yep.
And, yeah,
Right.
easy to
Hang
frame that up.
sucker
too.
on your wall.
All right,
Beautiful.
so
Yeah, it's beautiful. Ooh.
we are going to do the standard StreamYard giveaway tool for this. While we're chatting, if you would like to win this, put hashtag -1 words, not numbers, into the chat. That is the hashtag. If you'd like to attempt to win this, and we'll gather some comments right now during this segment where we talk about Satsuma in just a second, and when we're done with the Satsuma segment, we'll pick a winner. Okay.
Look at Helmet. Helmet, you probably got like 18 of them. Shut up.
All right. So, so now here. I'll just make myself big here for a second. So what I wanted to do is acknowledge that last night here in Japan, it was announced that Kenpachiro Satsuma had passed away. You know, Satsuma was Godzilla, but before Godzilla, he played Hedorah. That was his first kaiju. Then he played Gigan. And then in 1984 came around and Toho was looking for a new suit actor. He was the guy that they chose to be actually, I think they chose somebody else first, and then he stepped in to be the 1984/85 Godzilla. And then he continued to be Godzilla through the Heisei or the Versus series through 1995. In addition to playing those monsters, he's also done lots of other stunt work. Also, he was Pulgasari, if you guys did not know that.
That's right. That's right.
I have an absolute ton of images of Satsuma because thankfully I was given access to a bunch of Toho images, and so I just wanted to share some of the ones real quick that I literally just found last night instead of prepping for this show. So here he is, like prepping for his role. You can see the Godzilla suit is open off to the right hand side there, ready
84,
ready to
84.
yeah. So this is from his film debut.
Wow.
Okay, so Godzilla debut. Here's Nakajima and him.
Oh,
I love that one.
This is him in the Gigan suit. I love this photo of him. This is the one I used later on. Yeah, Satsuma was such a wonderfully unique human being. And it's actually very difficult for me to even come up with the words to say right now about him because a lot of people know, like, Godzilla 1985 was my first Godzilla movie. And like, not only was he a unique Godzilla in terms of the way he portrayed Godzilla, he was just such a unique person. And he really was almost like, I don't want to be like misspeak. I don't want to misspeak, but Satsuma has a very samurai-like mentality about him. And even up until probably just before he died, he was constantly working to improve his swordsman skills. I'm not kidding. There were videos on his social media of him out in like his backyard, basically using his it's not a katana because it's just the wooden one, but using the wooden sword to do his practice against like a tree. And man, like, he was just so unique. People would talk about Satsuma because he was like, for lots of reasons. But one of the things that I remember hearing is that even Satsuma's way of speaking, I think Dell told me this. One of the other stunt actors said that, like, when Satsuma speaks to you, it's almost like his words are punching you in the ears. Like, I don't know exactly what that means, but it's just so he didn't take crap from anybody. And like, he had this one story he told during an interview where Koichi Kawakita, the special effects director from the Versus series, sort of assumed that Satsuma would do something and didn't ask him directly, and Satsuma iced him out. Like just because like he's like, I deserve more respect for that. And I respect Satsuma's Godzilla. I really do think that it's the most sort of like animalistic, realistic Godzilla performance that we had. I absolutely love the movies in the Heisei era, especially because of his performances. So I'm going to stop talking now. The only thing I wanted to add to that is I am absolutely just fully grateful for the amount of time that I was able to spend talking with him. I was able to interview him 3 times. One time in New Jersey, another time in Chicago, and the third time was in California. Actually, no, the first time was in California, the second time was in New Jersey, the third time was in Chicago. But I could point people to the podcast episodes where I interviewed him. But the best one, in my opinion, and where we don't even talk about Godzilla, was when I was able to interview him at G-Fest in 2019, I believe. And he was just like, I just wanted to hear about his beginnings and how he started. And the next thing we knew, 45 minutes had passed. And I was like, hey, we should probably ask a Godzilla question to this entirely packed audience. He was amazing. So that's on the KaijuCast YouTube channel. Go check it out if you would like to learn more about Satsuma. And I'm going to stop talking and pass things over to Christine.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, today has not been a good day. I wish we could have had more time with him. I just remember he was always, one thing that stood out to me about him is he was always smiling and always laughing. And he just had this laugh that you like, if he laughed, you laughed. You couldn't help it. And I don't know, he's just such a kind, outgoing person. And I'll just share like a couple of my favorite memories this was in Kentucky, and it was for my fandom fest, and it was my birthday. So we had all the guests there, and Dell had got this like birthday cake for me. Of course, Satsuma was all excited because it was Bailatte, my favorite movie. But that was a really unique experience, being able to share my birthday with all them and have a fun dinner with them. And another thing I loved about this time was him and my dad absolutely hit it off at this, for whatever reason. I don't know what it was. Neither of them could understand each other, but they just had the greatest time walking around. And one thing that I love that Satsuma always does is he'll do his little thumbs up, and he's like, "Oh, good." And I used to love when he did that. It was so cute and so funny. But he always is happy. It doesn't matter where we were going, even if he didn't know what we were doing or where we were going, he was having a good time with it. And no, it's just he was like my Godzilla. Like my whole room is full of just the Heisei things because that was my favorite era. He was my favorite suit actor. Godzilla '89 is obviously my favorite film. So I thought it was kind of ironic that today, which is the anniversary of Godzilla versus Bailatte, and I am definitely gonna miss him. I was hoping that we'd be able to see him again after the COVID stuff, but no, he's just honestly such a great person, and even the kids, like he loved meeting all the fans. He loved traveling and coming to the U.S. and wherever other cons he was going to, and just really just like a great person. It stinks.
Yeah,
but yeah, these are two of my favorite memories. Him and Dad were just like best buddies all weekend. It was so cute. Neither could understand each other. They were just thumb up at each other all the time.
Your dad is adorable, Christine.
Oh, yeah, Santa Dad. That's what we were calling Santa Dad.
Totally.
Yeah, lots of good memories.
All right, David.
Yeah, let's go, David.
Well, again, Christine, like this morning, well, let me just start with this. So I, like Kyle, I was so grateful to have been able to spend so much time with him on a personal level. He was always so happy to talk and interact with his fans. If I had to choose one word for Satsuma, it's exuberant. He had the most exuberant personality, even though there was the language barrier. His exuberance transcended that. I met him for the first time here in New Jersey with the other two Godzillas, which again, this is one of the high points during my time in the fandom, to be able to capture this happy moment, man. Look at that. I mean, it just says it right there. And he was always willing to just sort of mug for the camera. And like Kyle said, he was a very dynamic suit actor as well as stunt performer, but his positivity and he's almost an ambassador for Godzilla. Like when he came around, like he was the real deal, man. He was a painter too. He did some really cool paintings. Just so willing to sit there and there. Look at me. I mean, I
love that.
was in 2014 at Paul Romero's house. Nakajima sadly couldn't make it down the stairs to Paul's collection room, but I was there with the two, modern Godzillas, and I mean, he was always willing to do that. And Kyle, hesitated to mention that, or forgot to mention that we actually hooked up with him in Japan, and he had dinner with us, and he walked with us to the statue of Daimajin. Remember that? And
yeah, the Katakao. Yeah, so we were having dinner in Chofu, which is in the same neighborhood as Katakawa Studios. And Katakawa Studios has the Daimajins outside, the statues, life-size Daimajin outside. And when we left, we were like, oh, we want to go to this because we didn't make it there yet. And he literally took us from the restaurant, walked us all the way down there.
Very cold.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very cold. Yeah.
It was very cold. And he was just like, Keith was just so impressed that how, willing to just hang out with us. He just wanted to hang out with us, And then every time I would see him, after these meetups, like at G-Fest, he's like, hey man, like he totally recognized me. We give each other a big hug. He was the real deal. And it's sad that so many American, performers, sci-fi performers that go to these conventions, you pay your money, you sign your picture, they kind of phone it in. He never, ever phoned it in. He was always so eager and so grateful that we loved his work. And again, like I'm at a loss for words, believe it or not. Because and I made this too. It was just like, there he is with Kyle and Dell and Shigeko. That's actually Japan. That's actually in Japan. And this picture I'm very proud of. I shot that of him at G-Fest 2018. And I think that just captures, he was a handsome, suave, energetic, just exuberant guy, aside from the fact that he was a talented stuntman and suit actor. So my heart was broken this morning, and I'm going to stop before I get choked up too. So I'm going to just pass it on to whoever's next. So
actually, yeah, those are the pictures we have to share and stories. I don't think Jonathan or Leslie have any stories of meeting Satsuma, but I don't want Leslie to have to go through the do you really? Do you want to talk? Yeah, please.
Now, mind you, it's not as extensive as all y'all's. It was actually an accident. I think I touched on it before on Collect All Monsters. It's been a while ago, but I don't mind rehashing it here. But honestly, when I go to G-Fest, I'm one of these fans that I don't really particularly care if I meet a celebrity. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm glad that they're there, but I'm not one of these fans that, stand in line for hours and hours and hours. I'm busy doing other stuff. I mean, I'm glad for people who like that stuff. That's not really my thing in a way. However, kind of like Linda Miller this year, and David was there. He saw how this 6 foot, 400-pound guy just turned into like an itty bitty schoolgirl. I was like, "Oh, it's Linda Miller." I kind of had that same type of encounter with Satsuma one time, and this was back when we were at the Rosemont when he was there. I forgot what year it was, but I'm in the hallway. I'm talking with a couple of other G fans or one of my friends, whatever, and I'm into the conversation. All of a sudden, one of the guys I'm talking to was like, "Hey, that's Kenpachiro Satsuma." He just casually walks by. Now, mind you, this is the first time I've seen him because I knew he was at the event, but I didn't really see him like get my eyes on him until that moment. And the first thing I thought, I was like, "Wow, he's kind of short to fit in that gigantic '91 Godzilla suit." But after that, I was like, "Oh, I want to say hey to him." But I know, again, he's on his downtime. This is like way after the event is over, all the panels are over. He just casually walking by, whatever. He's probably just chilling. And I didn't want to be one of those fans that disregard that. But I was like, should I or shouldn't I? And blah, blah, blah. I was like, he's going to have to forgive me on this. And so I walk up to him. Now, again, mind you, his English is not the best in the world. But he understood when I said, hey, my favorite movie was Gojira Tai King Ghidorah. He was like, "Oh, King Ghidorah," and he shook my hand, and that was my only encounter I had with him. But I was like, "Oh, I'm not washing this hand for like 4 or 5 days," But yeah, that was my one and only Satsuma encounter. But again, when I got that news this morning, it just brought me back to that news that we got in Nakajima back in 2017. Like it's just, I felt so empty because even though Nakajima's my favorite, it's like Satsuma was the Godzilla that made me appreciate him as a villain. And what I appreciate about the Heisei series, even though it's my second favorite series, what I appreciate about the Heisei series is that pretty much everything always leads back to Godzilla himself. In the Showa series, it was more so about who he was going to fight next. Hedra, then Gigan, Mechagodzilla. Who was going to be the next opponent to fight Godzilla? But in the Heisei series, it was all about how they're going to deal with Godzilla himself. And all that was really on Satsuma's shoulders, you know what I'm saying? And he carried that series. And it's like, I just feel some type of way. Like now I can't even look at the burning Godzilla anymore. The same anymore. Oh my God. But again, he was an amazing guy. So Heaven, you're the better for it right now because you got a good one. But we're gonna honor you, Satsuma. We're still gonna watch your movie. We're still gonna collect your collectibles. We're gonna honor your name. Thank you so much for making our childhoods and our fandom the best in the world. Now he's up there with Nakajima.
Takarada to you.
Takarada,
my boy.
As sad as we all are today, I just have to say one more thing. This guy knew how to live life.
Oh,
he lived life, man. He enjoyed every second of his life. He was positive, as Kyle said. He was like larger than life. He was happy. He always had a smile on his face. And I, as sad as I am that he's not with us anymore, I am so happy that he got to live his life the way he did. And should be a lesson for all of us to always be positive, be enthusiastic about what we love. Hello, collect all monsters, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It exuded from his being, and he was just a happy guy, and that doesn't make me sad because he probably doesn't regret a day in his life because he lived it to the fullest. And that's it. That's all I got.
Well, let's turn the frowns upside down, and let's get some positivity out of this. Christine, why don't you hold that poster up again? Thank you. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. Thank you guys for putting in the hashtag -1. And now what we're gonna do is click this. Yes. All right. It is a really cool poster. So we got 16 entries. Thank you guys for that. Let's figure out who's going to be the winner. Good luck to whoever is going to win this poster. And Christine will send that straight to you guys, whoever the winner is. So.
Tell me, shut up. Tell me, I hope I win. Shut up.
Nice. Godzilla cartoon sci-fi horror.
Excellent.
Yes.
Congrats.
Yeah, congratulations to you. I don't actually know who you are, so yeah. Reach out, please. Let us know where you are, and we'll get this poster sent out to you. And congratulations. And that is gonna pretty much do it for this episode, right? Like, I don't think I have anything else on deck.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's Christmas.
Oh wait, Jonathan has
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Jonathan has something.
If I may,
You may.
due to Satsuma's passing today, we felt compelled to do a little poll in the group, and we would encourage everyone who wants to participate in it. We want to know what your favorite iteration of the Heisei Godzilla and or performance of Satsuma's Godzilla that you like the best. Obviously, multiple answers are welcome. You don't have to choose just one. Here's the poll right here. It should be pinned in our group. At the top, I chose obviously 84 Goji and Desu Goji. Those are my two favorites. 84 being probably like the second or third film I had ever seen. Little did I know that was Satsuma, but we would love you to go over there and help us celebrate his life.
That's a hard
Please
choice.
do.
That's hard
right.
right there, man.
Yeah.
It's really hard, yeah. Because his
It's
performances were all, like you said, very animalistic, but they were all very, his performance seemed to ever evolve. It's like he recognized his Godzilla would evolve over the course of the films. He had like his own arc throughout each film. They acted a little different. They were a little more spry at times, a little more calculated. And at the very end, very sympathetic, very empathetic, and very somber and very tragic towards the end. So he built a nice little arc for himself, Not many Godzillas can say that in terms of like that pure progression.
And then don't forget, he was the bestest guy again too. Like, I don't think the 73 or Final Wars guy again can hold a candle to the original.
Absolutely, 100%.
And it's amazing that an actor can emote at all, any kind of way, through all of that rubber and that plaster and that wire. I mean, it's incredible, and people don't realize that. If I was in there, I just want to get out because it's claustrophobic. Like he stayed in there, and he, like, somebody was talking about the way he moved his fingers in 84. Like he was like kind of manipulating his, just little nuances that shine through as a performance through all of that stuff.
Yeah,
Satsuma, his Godzilla was unique.
Amazing.
He pulled his arms in,
yes,
like this,
yes,
and it was like you could see it when he was in and out of the costume. He was like fast. It's about the fast motion, right? Because they film it super fast. So he's like, his actions are deliberate and quick, and because he wants that power to show up on screen. I absolutely loved his Godzilla performances. Absolutely loved my time with him.
But it's going to be hard even now watching the movies. I mean, of course, we're all in shock, and it's going to be, we'll get over it eventually. But now I'm just thinking about, I'm going to start watching the Heisei movies now. But now I'm just thinking about just certain emotional moments from that series. Him falling into the volcano in 84, him walking away in 89, the death scene in 95, all of those kind of hit different now. But you know what? He made it work. Not many actors can say that.
Dude, he sacrificed so much for his craft. I mean, the amount of times, I know every Godzilla, yes, every suit actor, they sacrifice all so much. Satsuma, we've seen the B-roll, we've seen the behind the scenes. He was passing out on set, getting concussed. Like, this man got right back up and did it probably in the same hour, the same time frame, the same day. He didn't take any breaks, almost drowning in a pool. Are you kidding me? That would cause most people to run. I mean, freaking Jean-Claude Van Damme couldn't take being in the Predator suit for more than like a couple hours and had to sit and get out. And, to me, it's like what he did with, like David said, how much weight he had on that suit, like on him. I mean, my goodness, this guy did so much.
He was dedicated, and you couldn't even see his face.
You couldn't even see his face. That's the thing. And you guys remember how Ishiro Honda said, "I can't make a Godzilla movie without Nakajima-san," right? Probably the same thing in the Heisei series. They could not make a proper Godzilla movie.
Absolutely.
Because
those
two, I mean, not to take away from any of the other Godzilla suit actors, but those two defined their eras completely. And they became synonymous with the role. And like I said, meeting him in person, like I keep saying this, so I almost used a bad word, so effing grateful to have the time just to sit and talk with him. Not even with the language barrier, he was the ambassador for Godzilla, for the character. He was. That's what he did, and he did it so well and did it so perfectly. And again, like I can't tell you how I don't know. I'm stoked that I had the time that I did with him. I wanted more. I wished we could have done it one more time, maybe in Japan. That would have been one more time in Japan. Would have been the icing on the cake for me. But and Kyle, now that you're there, I mean, it probably could have happened. Probably would have happened for sure.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Unfortunately, it's not. Yeah, that's a bummer. A couple questions just to answer real quick. Stupid Sandwich asked if Satsuma played Titanosaurus. That was Tatsumi Nikamoto. And Helm of the Anti-Lemon is asking if he played Godzillasaurus. I think that was Hurricane Ryu, but I'm not positive.
Correct.
Yep. You're right. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
I've seen an image of that, him getting into the suit. So yes, you're right.
Yeah, Satsuma
guys,
did play a
who
lot.
Are your favorite? Who are your favorite? Iterations of Satsuma's Godzilla.
Right.
91 hands down. 91.
I gotta be Leslie, I'm with you. He did so much emoting and battling in 91. I think that stands out to me as one of his best performances. I agree. I'm with you.
That moment with Shindo.
That is. Oh, yep, absolutely.
That's it. That's
iconic moment.
In a nutshell, in that rubber, mask suit, he was able to make me feel a certain way that I never thought I would feel in a Godzilla film, and it was tragic and scary. Yes.
Satsuma forever.
Yeah, mine's definitely 89 because that's the first time.
Shocker.
Surprise! Well, that's the first time that Godzilla seemed like real to me. Like it seemed like you're watching a real thing happening.
Hey, Christine, we know it's 89, but what's a close second for you? What's a close second or 1.5? I'm curious to know.
Probably 95 because there's one scene that always stands out to me. I can't remember exactly where it is. I think it's towards the end where Godzilla, the nuclear energy is just he's almost to the point, and there's a spot where he's coming through fighting Destroya, and I don't know if this was Satsuma adjusting the suit but he kind of does this like he's like trying. I feel like Godzilla's kind of hyping himself up because he gets ready and he does like this and to me I always thought it was like, oh, maybe he's like readjusting the suit while it's on him. But it's just a cool little movement that he did that it was different from anything he's done before. And I was kind of like, okay.
It was when it's like his temperature increases, right? He goes from one point to another, and he kind of like that.
Yeah, this little shrug, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
It's the little things. It's the little things.
Yeah, that's the one thing that always stood out to me. I was like, oh, that's different.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Trying to harness where to put all that energy at.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch 85 after we get off this stream. I sure am.
I watched that last night, actually. Yeah, for me it was just his role in 95 with Godzilla versus Destroya, because I really do believe his performances were strong the entire series that he was in, but that culmination to 95 is really what I watched that movie. The first time I saw that movie, I got emotional, and that was the first time a Godzilla movie had welled any kind of emotion up in my heart. And honestly, you can feel Godzilla's pain, not just the pain of he's dying and he's going through these horrible changes, but also the pain of when he realizes that Junior has been killed by Destroya. That was whoa. I didn't really think that was going to affect me as it did, and that was so long ago now. And it's still such a strong performance. It's probably one of the best things about the movie, to be perfectly honest. Really, really fantastic.
I agree. Yeah. It's those little moments, and like Leslie said, I'll just say it again: the scene with Mr. Shindo I mean, it's full circle. That dinosaur is now Godzilla. And I honestly thought he was going to turn and walk away. I did not expect, spoiler alert, to happen what happened. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, sorry. But it,
I'll get a Godzilla soundboard for you.
Yeah.
A little.
When something happens that's unexpected, that's what I get really like. Oh, he's just gonna walk away. He's gonna recognize that connection on Lagos Island. He's gonna walk away, and nope.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think this is the 2.5 hour mark for this episode, and we've done about all we can. You know, our
Sandra.
thoughts.
Hey, babe.
Hey, Sandra. Our thoughts and our hearts go out to any family that Satsuma has, and you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but if they have like a memorial service, I might try and go to that here in Japan.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I don't think I'm automatically on any kind of like invite list for that, but I'll be on the lookout for it.
Hey, but you know what?
Thank you guys all. Yeah, go ahead.
But you know what? I know we've been on a sad note for the past 20 minutes of this show, and again, this is the last show of this year outside of the this joint discussion tomorrow. But trust me, you have no idea how much content we got planned for you guys in the year of 2024. Milestone anniversaries, milestone birthdays, monster anniversaries. Of course, Kyle's gonna be in Japan. He's gonna be right there when stuff happens. We're gonna be the first to know about it. So again, while we're mourning, let's just look forward. Let's be positive. Let's be happy to what we got coming for us in our family, because it is about us.
That's right.
It is not about DC. It is not about Marvel. It is about us, Godzilla fans. In 2023, going to 2024, let's just sit back and relax and enjoy the ride, because we got some good stuff planned for all of y'all. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Leslie. Yes. Thank you. All right. So let's close out the show. Oh, before we close out, the winner, please make sure you reach out to us. That is Godzilla Cartoon Sci-Fi Horror Fan 2000. If you need to email me, it's kyle.yount@gmail.com. Throwing it out there. Obviously, I'm on the old Facebooks too, so just hit me up and let me know. And like we said, we'll get that prize sent out to you as soon as possible. And until next time, our planet may be doomed, our Earth devastated, the monsters are in revolt, and civilization is in chaos. We must unite and collect all monsters. See you guys. See you tomorrow.
Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. Merry Christmas, everybody else.
See you guys.